Hey, hello. What's going on, guys? All right. Hang on, let me get all set up here for us. So, I forgot that my computer wasn't plugged in, and battery was low. So, like, as soon as I started the stream, my computer died. But then, luckily, it just plugged it in and it came back to life in just a few minutes. But anyway, I think it did mess up my camera settings, though. Yeah, it did. So I need to readjust those here, so bear with me a moment. That's like that. That. But how are you guys all doing today? I'll say some hellos and do some introductions and stuff here in just a moment. Let me just get this all set up for us here first. Alright. That's looking right, I guess. Okay. Well enough. Michael Wine, what's going on, man? Boom Cannon there on Twitch. Let's see, I saw a couple other people on Twitch. Just a heads up to you guys, and you can't say that it's unfair, because I'm just warning you now that for the giveaway I'm going to be asking questions throughout the stream, like quiz questions you guys have to answer. The feedback, or like the response time on Twitch, is faster, so if you guys are wanting to have a better chances in the giveaway, I recommend watching on Twitch. But either one, that you might still know the answer faster than anyone. Even if you're watching on YouTube, you might know the answer faster than anyone watching on Twitch. So but just a heads up, yeah, Twitch is faster, there's less of a lag, so you'll hear the question and be able to reply faster than people on YouTube. So yeah, basically throughout the stream I'll ask a series of questions. I'll keep a tally here, and then at the end of the stream, whoever has the most points, assuming it's not a tie of like 10 people all having 1 point, then hopefully there'll be a winner at the end. If not, we'll do a sudden death thing where I'll just ask questions. I think that's how we ended up having to do it last time. There was a couple people had a tie, so we had to do a sudden death last time we did a giveaway. So Deandro, thank you. He said, once again I survived to see the stream. All right, Deandro, thank you as always for the super chat, and thank you to Patrick. I'm not sure if Patrick's here in the chat yet. Patrick, if you're here, give a shout. But the kit that's being given away was donated by Patrick, so if you guys see him there in the chat, say hello. I assume he'll probably be in maybe a little bit later. So let me see here. So thank you to Patrick, of course. Not well. I see on YouTube that there's Patrick Noriega, but I don't think that's the same Patrick unless he changed his name. But all right, let me just say some other hellos here. Alexis over there on Facebook as well too. On Twitch, Jin, Nietzsche. Is it Nietzsche or Nietzsche? Kuvalv. Let's see, W Darkgrave, and on not Facebook, YouTube. Where are we? Yeah, Patrick. Oh, yes, I don't think that's me. Okay, yeah, it's not that one. So not that Patrick. That's in the chat now. Burnstick man, hey, how's it going? Got the legs finished. Let's see, Just Travolt, David, what's going on? James King. Carl, Delete Titan, MJR, Hobby Stuff, MJRL, sorry, Hobby Stuff. There you go. Try to pay attention, cleaning up Gundam's parts for the synthwave style build. Yeah, I saw something about that synthwave style build. I don't know how you would go about doing a synthwave style build except just painting a kit in pastel colors or something. I don't know. But interesting concept. Asotope, Annyeong. Aristus, hello. Let's see, Blue Griffin as well on Twitch. Yeah, long and kind of confusing name. At least for me it is. People who are like, I guess just more into Gundam Wing than me just make it out like it's not that big a deal, but come on. It's confusing that they changed the name from Wing Zero Custom to Wing Gundam Zero EW, and then there's the Wing Gundam Proto Zero MG, and then what did they change the name? What was originally the Wing Gundam Ver.Ka. I guess it was just the name of it, right? Yeah. Just the Wing Gundam Ver.Ka, and then that was Wing Gundam EW, right? Okay, I guess maybe it's not that confusing. I just never really thought too much about it. I just knew there's the Wing Gundam, the Wing Zero, the Wing Ver.Ka, and the Wing Zero Custom. But once they started throwing the EWs in there, that's when it's got like kind of weird. I guess they needed to differentiate the TV versions from the non-TV versions, I guess. So, alright. Just working on the new Ver.Ka heavy weapon system, Michael Wine. Ah, very cool. I just recently, just a couple days ago, started working on the RG new heavy weapon system. Still need to build my MG, but the RG is new, as in NEW. Just recently been released, so I'm working on that for a review. That'll probably be, well, no, that's not true. After my review of this kit, then I've got the Frame Arms Girl stylet and also Frame Arms stylet kits to review, and then will be the RG new heavy weapon system. So probably towards the end of this week, be reviewing that RG for you guys. So I want to start off by what I'm going to do is basically kind of try to ask a question after building each section of the kit. But for those of you guys who are in here right from the start, right at the beginning of the stream, I'll ask a question right before we get started here, just to get us going. And just just to be open and honest with you guys, I've not really prepared the questions too much ahead of time. I've just kind of been thinking about that, so I have a few in mind, but I'll just go ahead and just kind of have to make it up as I go along. So let's see. Oh yeah. I had to also kind of jog my memory. I was thinking about it, ahead of starting the stream. I had a few in mind, but now, of course, that I'm like in the zone of just talking to you guys, it's all kind of escaping me. But all right, so here's the first question. Are you guys ready? Ready for the first question? Yes? Okay. So for the first question, and for those of you guys who are in here watching live right at the start, I would assume that probably means that you guys are, have your notifications on or something, or you keep track, or like you're frequent viewers of watching my live streams. So if you're frequent viewers of my live streams, you guys should know this question, because it's a question that gets asked to me all the time. So I want to ask you guys if you remember my answer to this question. So here it is. What is my personal favorite kit ever? If you guys watch my streams, I get asked this question all the time. What's my favorite kit? And this is the question, the answer that I give more often than anything else. Oh, there you go, right off the start. Boom Cannon got it right away. He said, you don't have one. That is exactly right. It was a bit of a trick question there. Yeah, some people got it. Yeah, trick question, exactly. Yeah, but Boom Cannon right on there with that quick answer. Very good. So I'll mark you down for the first point here. Nice one. Yep. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a trick question there to start off, because I certainly do not have one, but I do get asked that all the time. Alright. Boom Cannon, 1 point. Alright. Got you down. Alright, so hang tight there, guys. We'll have more questions on the way. Let's get started. And I also wanted to do, just for fun, I wanted to build this kit in a different order than how it's built in the manual, just because I'm, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but like over the past couple of weeks, I've built like, it feels like 6 Master Grade kits. I've been building loads of Master Grade kits recently. And so just for a little bit of change of pace, I want to build this one in a different order than the standard, torso, head, arms, waist, legs. I don't know. Just don't want to build the torso first. Getting kind of bored of that, so. Ra asking, what's my favorite Gundam kit? Ha ha ha. Do you have any game consoles? Yuri, yes. I have a non-functional Xbox 360. It's functional, but the disc reader is broken. The laser is broken on my Xbox 360. So it's not really usable. It turns on, like I can access like the menu and stuff, but can't read any discs, unfortunately. So maybe one of you guys can answer this for me if you know anything more about this. Do you think at this point, as far as like Xbox 360 is concerned, with it being like 20 years old or now or something, I don't know, maybe not that quite old, 15 years, is it cheaper to just get another secondhand 360, or try to get it fixed? I don't know how much like something like that would cost to get it fixed. I'm sure I could get it fixed, like especially here in Korea. I'm sure there's places I could take it. It's not the red ring of death. It's not that. It's just the laser doesn't work. So I put in a disc and it said it can't read any disc. It doesn't say there's anything in there. Kebab said just buy a new one. That's not a quiz question, by the way. Just an actual question. Let's get the newest Xbox. It's mostly backwards compatible. That's true, but I don't want to pay out the ass, or I don't want to pay so much for a brand new Xbox, because I don't really play new games. I just want to be able to play the old 360 games that I have. Could probably get a new one secondhand for like $50. All right, that's thank you, David. So that's probably what I'll do, and probably I'll just plan on doing that sometime later once we move back to the US, because I like here in Korea especially, I never play it, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But yeah, to answer your question about my game consoles, aside from that broken 360, I also have a Wii, which I also don't really play very often. Rarely I play like with my wife or with my kids. My son is now 5, so like he's old enough that we can play bowling. We play like Wii Sports, and we try to play a little bit Mario Kart. Sometimes, he's not very good at it, so I think his patience is pretty short for, how long he can have fun just crashing into the wall in Mario Kart, he enjoys it well enough. We tried playing just Super Mario, whatever the Wii version, Super Mario Wii, I don't know, I forget the exact title. We tried playing that because it's just basic Mario platforming, right? But even that one, he couldn't really do it quite yet. It's I don't know, I guess coordination for that's like not quite there. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, so that's it. I don't have any other newer gaming system. I just don't really have time or much motivation to really play games, so it's not really much of a concern for me. I don't know. I used to play games more. And yeah, again, like if you guys watch my live streams frequently, I'm sure this is not anything new information for you guys. I'm sure I've talked about this many times in the past, but yeah, I used to work at a GameStop, so basically the systems that I do have are just remnants of what I bought as an employee at GameStop, and I haven't bought anything else since then, because there was a thing back in my day working at GameStop, and I'm sure some GameStops, if any of you guys work in a GameStop, or if you know anyone that works in a GameStop, you might know about this, but this used to be a thing where we employees used to take advantage of this all the time, but then they found out and really cracked down on this. But what we used to do was when someone brought something in to trade in, if it was something that we'd wanted, it's like, say someone brought in a Wii and we were gonna give them, I don't know, whatever, bullshit minuscule amount for it, like $50 in store credit for their trade-in, then I would say, well, I'll just give you $50 in cash and just buy it off you personally, and just buy it like that. So that's what we did, like for game systems and games. I got a bunch of stuff that way. But yeah, then GameStop found out that that was going on, and that was the end of that, unfortunately. Couldn't do that without getting in big trouble. So I don't know, I think some people probably still try to do it like under the table, you know. But from that Camelot guy, I was saying, is the Camelot guy like some YouTuber or something like that with like behind the scenes stories from GameStop or something? It's not familiar to me, but yeah. So that was fun. I personally, I mean, yeah, like the general general business practice, I guess, like in GameStop was kind of BS, right? For how little they give, like for trade-ins and stuff like that. But just as far as a enjoyable place to work, I enjoyed it. I liked working there. I had really cool coworkers and stuff who, I don't think anyone's watching right now, but there's a couple of my coworkers from way back when who do occasionally still watch some of my live streams here. I'm still friends with all of them, like online. As far as just like being here in Korea, obviously I can't like hang out with them, but yeah, occasionally I'll see. There's a couple of them that sometimes are watching, so I'll give them a shout out there in the stream. What's my favorite video game? Cherie, what's my favorite video game? That's a good question. I mean, if you were just talking like all-time favorite video game like that I've just like loved and poured the most amount of time and stuff into, I mean, it's probably got to be Pokemon. It's like, I haven't played any of the recent generations. I think the last generation that I played was Black and White. But you know, like everything up until then, you know, I loved playing all the Pokemon games and stuff. So there's that, of course. Other than that, yeah, Metal Gear Solid, definitely. Is fantastic. What other games have I enjoyed? I don't know, just kind of drawing a bit of a blank at the moment. I haven't really played anything in so long, you know. But I like for like console games, like on my Xbox, I mostly play just like first-person shooter stuff, like Halo, Halo 2. I played a lot. I never really got into playing online. I don't really like playing like online first-person shooters or anything like that. So like when Halo 2 was out, one of my best friends was like playing Halo 2 online like all the time. He was well into it, but I just enjoyed just playing single player. I just liked that. But like, let me see. Also, before I forget, let me say thank you to Ian. As always, Ian, thank you for your super chat there. Did you ever deal with GameStop during Christmas? I'm currently dealing with Christmas retail madness as well as finals, so life is beyond hellish. Yeah. I worked at GameStop for a couple years. So yeah, I was there during Christmas. Yeah, it's crazy. Yep. But I don't know, like, this is interesting, and any of you guys who also have ever worked in retail, I'm sure, I know, I'm interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this, but like, you know, people talk about like how crap it is working at retail, and like, it is crap, like for different reasons and stuff. I mostly kind of would have, like, my biggest complaint about working retail would probably be more to do with just like the bureaucracy of it, the just the bullshit stuff that you have to do, like, for example, working at GameStop, having to constantly hound people about, you know, you want to pre-order this, or do you want this certain whatever protection plan or something like that. So some stupid stuff like that. This looks, is there supposed to be that crack in the leg like that? That looks strange. Hang on, sorry. But honestly, like, working at retail never bothered me that much. like, I mean, yeah, you just have to deal with stupid stuff, but I mean, like, as long as you don't, like, you don't let it bother you that much, it's not that big a deal. I never really let it bother me that much. I mean, I guess there was some times when you'd have, like, some, like, customers who would just make you feel really bad, I guess, but it never really bothered me, because, like, I, was, like, not a high up employee or anything, I was just a worker. I guess if I was a manager, maybe I would have taken it a little bit more personally, but I was not that, so, never really made me feel too bad or anything. There's Patrick. There you go. In the chat, guys, there's Patrick Leslie. He's the one who's donating the kit for the giveaway, so everyone give a shout out to Patrick. Say thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Glad you could join the live stream. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like, working in retail, I never really, it just didn't bother me that much. It's kind of fun with it. Even when it gets super busy, I mean, as long as you got stuff to do, I mean, as long as you got customers in the store and you're helping people and you're just kind of chugging along. It's when there's no customers around and there's nothing to do, that's when it kind of sucks. But, like, again, in my case, I had cool coworkers, so we just hang out, chat, just shoot the shit when there's no one there. We had cool people to talk to. But if you didn't have that, or if you're working in, like, a big store, like, I did work, like, for a summer for, like, 2 months or something like that. I also worked in, like, a Kmart, for example. When it's just, like, a big store and there's not really people around, like, to talk to, if there's no one there, you're just kind of, like, cruising around by yourself. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to ever go back to working in a retail store if I could help it. If I fell on hard times or something like that. If Adam fires me, if I have to go back, we'll see. But if I can avoid it, I wouldn't like to go back to working in retail, but if I had to, it's not the worst thing. I would rather work in retail than working in a factory. That's for sure. So I've had a short experience working in a factory too, and that was just terrible. Awful. I would never want to do that again. Alright. So there's the leg, and it looks strange. That is a big gap there, like at the back of the knee. I keep having to check the manual to make sure this looks right, but I think it's just like, yeah, that's not supposed to be out that much. Hang on. Do I just, like, have something not tucked in all the way, or, like, that's, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that wasn't, like, pushed in all the way there. I gotta say, it looks really cool and very simple as well too, which is a big breath of sigh of relief for me, because I'm planning on painting this kit up straight away, and I got like 30 other projects that I'm working on, so I'm not trying to, like, have painting this kit take up like a month of my time. I think it should be pretty quick, because yeah, the armor panels are really nicely separated, but you have a seam line on the back of the leg, which I am just thinking, like, what's up with that? I'm sorry to so often reference Saturday Night Live skits, because I realize that, like, I'm the only person that, like, cares about Saturday Night Live. How much is it? But, like, that Saturday Night Live skit, what's up with that? I just want to, like, sing that in my head looking at this. What's up with that? That song. Yeah, why is there a seam line right on the back of the calf? That sucks. And it's not supposed to, and it's not part of the design. Look here on the manual, it's gonna be like lit. You can't really see that, but see there on the back of the leg? No line there on the line art. So that sucks. Oh, but here on the sample build, you can see the line there. So I guess what I'll do, I'll just turn it into a panel line. I literally died the first time I saw that kit. Okay, Picnic. I'm glad some people know. Ooh-wee. Okay, I'm glad some people know my Saturday Night Live reference for once. That's cool. Okay, good. It's a pretty memorable. It's pretty memorable skit, so that's good. All right, so yeah, that sucks. Seam line there on the back of the leg. I'll turn that into a panel line. I guess not that big a deal, but that's a shame that this wasn't like a single panel here to go on the back of the leg. Interesting. Disappointing, but okay. But yeah, I like that the pretty simple construction of the leg there. It should be pretty easy to paint. That's good. The Barbatos was really simple. Barbatos was really similar in that it was a really easy kit to paint. So that's good. It seems like they're designing their new master grades. I don't know if that's like the express purpose of like how they're designing it to be easier to paint, but it just, I don't know, it just seems like that. Okay, sorry, you guys want to see the bend. Alright, sorry, yeah, a couple people mentioned they wanted to see the knee bend. So, ooh, it opens up like that. That's, okay. Alright, it's intentional for articulation. Okay, I should have paid more attention to the chat. You guys were saying that and I probably just didn't notice that. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay, wow, that's very interesting then. Okay. Huh. Alright. I'm watching the chat. Sorry, guys. If you need to tag me to make sure you get my attention. But okay, there you go. All right. Well, wow. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So I guess that makes sense why there was that extra part of the frame that like folds out like that. Okay. It's kind of interesting. Kind of like similar to what they did with the Master Grade Extreme. How on the MGEX they had like the little panels at the back that kind of open out to the side when you bend the knee. So very cool. You guys still going with the ooh-ees there in the chat. Thank you. Alright, so I mean, it doesn't look good when it's closed up, to be honest, because you have to kind of like squeeze it in a way to get it just right. But alright, so that's one leg down. And should we do a question? Yeah, let's do a question here. This time, let me check in the menu. Ready for another question? Because I'm ready to ask you one. Just need to find what I was looking for here in the manual. Because I want to ask you a question about this particular kit. So, alright, so here we go, ready? This kit has the two sets of wings, right? The front wings and the back wings. So on the front wings, the wings that close over the front, it has the individual feathers on the front. I want to know how many individual feathers on each of the front wings. So not the total, but how many on each. How many on one of the front wings of the individual feather parts. Oh, Snow Reaper with it right away. There's 7. There you go. That's right, 7. Wow. That was quick. Snow Reaper, I think you got that question in there before I even totally finished saying the answer, you got your answer in before I finished saying the question. There you go. Snow Reaper. Alright. Got you marked down there for 1 point. Nicely done. Okay. Let me build up the other leg, then we'll have another question, so just hang tight. Still plenty of questions still yet to do. So we got one more leg, torso, waist, head, arm, backpack, weapons. So 8 more questions. So we'll have 10 in total. We did 2, 8 more. There you go. Alright. 7 per wing, indeed. And they're not all the same part, they're different parts. So I actually haven't cut those parts from the runner yet because I want to make sure I'm using the right ones. So I've got them all still laid out here. So let's do that later on once we get to that. Is the Gunpla quick fix finished? Sorry, Yuri, I think you asked this earlier. I didn't answer it yet, but Gunpla quick fix is not finished. It's just a kind of series of videos that I just don't do very often. It's not necessarily finished. I still might do it, and it might not be under that name necessarily, but no, I still want to do more of the quick fix videos, and I have like a on my phone, I have a what's it called? Notes on my phone about some different quick fix ideas. So like I've got some more ideas, some more stuff that I want to do within that series of videos. Just a matter of getting around to doing that. But the Machining Krieger tutorial video that I put out the other day, replacing the joints on the Mac-K kit, that was one that was on my list on my to-do list for a long time. So glad I was finally able to get that one out for you guys. I think I should put that on here first. So yeah, I'm really liking kind of the simplicity of this build. It's definitely going to be a nice one to paint. Alright. Favorite mobile suit design? Just Travolta. I don't have a favorite mobile suit design. Sorry to say. I got the Faz, Grody said. I got the Faz, Ver.Ka coming soon. Anything about the build I should watch out for? Fragile pieces, confusing instructions. I mean, with any transforming kit, you want to be careful of fragile pieces and stuff. If you have like little tiny structural pieces that you just need to be careful of. So yeah, I mean, but as far as I can remember, building the Double Zeta Ver.Ka and then the Faz Ver.Ka, there wasn't really anything that stood out as a particularly dangerous piece, I don't think. I mean, the V-fin, I guess, naturally, because it's a folding V-fin, so I guess just be a little bit careful with that. But otherwise, no, I don't think there's really too much you need to look out for. Here it is. I ordered my wing from USA Gundam Store, but live in California. How long would it take on average? Well, Ryan, to answer your question, I don't know exactly how long the delivery takes, but I know USA Gundam Store should have their wing kits in within the next couple days, so it'll probably be sent out to you towards the end of the week, by the end of the week. And then, you know, I'd assume the delivery wouldn't take that long, so next week you should have that. It's really a shame that Bandai, you know, I don't know how like written in stone it was, but Bandai, as far as I understand it, basically kind of promised Adam there at USA Gundam Store that they were gonna have the kits to Adam like either before or by release day. So like when the kit was released in Japan, they were supposed to have the kits already there in store at USA Gundam Store to be able to be shipped out like straight away. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, but the delivery of the kits was late. So I don't know if Bandai sent it out later than they kind of promised that they would, or if you know, something happened along the way, I don't know. But unfortunately, the kits are arriving there later than what was expected. Have you read Gundam the Origin? No, I've not read the Gundam the Origin books. I would like to, though. Would recommend it as a replacement for watching the original series. I mean, yes and no. If you're only interested in the story, then yeah. But I think watching the original series would also just be a good experience as a Gundam fan. Just to have been able to watch it. So not as a replacement, but as a supplement, I would say. We didn't put on the thigh parts yet. We're gonna need that. Where's the other thigh piece? Here we are. So yeah. What was it talking about? Yeah. As far as the delivery of the kits. So, yeah, unfortunate that those were slightly delayed, but they should be arriving there And the good news is too, just as another heads up to you guys, if you haven't pre-ordered the kit, we do still have pre-orders available at USA Gundam Store. So I mean, even though the kit's due in like within the next couple of days, you can still put in a pre-order. So that means, you know, your order will be shipped out pretty soon. So if you haven't ordered the kit yet and you would like to, you can pre-order that still at USA Gundam Store. At the moment, as far as I know, it could have changed in the past day or two, but last I knew it was still available for pre-order, and last I heard from Adam, he had a lot coming. So I mentioned, oh shoot, I forgot to put those parts on first. Let me see. I mentioned during, I think not the unboxing video, but during like the announcement video, when I did the kind of reaction video regarding the announcement of this kit, I mentioned something about like, oh, you probably don't need to pre-order it straight away because I'm sure you'll still be able to get it. And someone, like in my unboxing video, there was a couple of comments that I just kind of wanted to address. But one of the comments was someone was calling me out for saying that you wouldn't need to. Someone was calling me out for saying that you wouldn't need to pre-order the kit because it's not going to be that popular. And I would just like to point out that the kit is still available for pre-order, at least from USA Gundam Store. And the reason for that is in fairness, the reason for that is not because not many people have pre-ordered it. We've gotten loads of pre-orders, but just that we're able to get a lot of stock of it. So it's, you know, good news. Certainly a lot of people pre-ordering it, which is good. But pre-orders are still available, which was anticipated, was called by me. So there you go. All right. Do you know why USA Gundam Store changed their shipping fee? We talked about that on a recent episode with Adam, and we'll maybe talk about that again more this week. We're supposed to have another live episode, Adam and I, on the USA Gundam TV channel. We talked about that. I'm sure, I don't remember his exact answer, but yeah, it was something to do with it basically not being within their control, right? It wasn't, you know, a way to make more money off the shipping of stuff. It's just that the shipping rates were increased or something like that. So I don't recall exactly, but something along those lines. But if you want, just make sure you watch out for later this week we'll have another live Q&A with Adam and I. So just make sure you post your question about that, about the shipping rates, and Adam can talk about that more in detail at that time. All right. So we're going up. And so we're building the waist next, but we finished another leg, so that means we need to have another question. Let's see, just Christopher Arnold, let me see. Will you be watching the live action Gundam that Sunrise is producing in partnership with Legendary? Of course I'll watch it, yeah. Naturally. I don't know if it'll be good. Of course I have my big doubts about that, but of course I'll watch it. Okay, next question. Here's something maybe a little bit challenging, possibly. Okay. The next question for the giveaway. Ready? On my recent video just a couple days ago, working on the Machine & Krieger kit, replacing the joints on the Machine & Krieger kit, what's the name of that Machine & Krieger design of that kit that I was working on in that one? You have to know a little bit about Machine & Krieger. I'm sure I mentioned it in the video, but like in passing, and it was not in the title of the video or anything like that. So you had to really been paying attention to that video, or you had to know a little bit about Machine & Krieger. What's that particular kit that I was working on in that video? No clue. No, no, not the Cooster, not that. Not Falk, no. Not the name of the series. Yeah, it's 35 Gachanen is the series of kits, but what's that particular one? Like, for example, the Cooster, or the Falk, like that. I think Falke is actually how Lincoln says it. No one's getting it yet. You guys are gonna. I hope you guys are like doing your research there. Crow, Pikachu, no. Armor fighting suit. There you go. Potato Tune. Yes, it's the armor fighting suit. That's it. It's just the AFS. Yep. There you go. All right. Potatoon 2022. Got it. There you go. Acetop also getting it there just after that. Just missed it. Acetop armor fighting suit. But yes. Potatoon 2022. All right. Let me get you down here. For 1 point. All right, there you go. Nice. Yes, the AFS. Simple. All right. Okay. Do you like the style of the Wing Zero or the Wing Zero Kai better as far as the overall looks or practicality? Denny? Practicality. I mean, obviously nothing about the Wing Zero Customs wings appears practical by any means. So I guess for practicality, they're just the regular Wing Zero, like the TV version Wing Zero. As far as like which design I like better, just personally though. Hi Jim. Good to see you. As far as which design I like better, I don't know. I do really like the Wing Zero, but yeah, I don't know. But this one's like just so iconic, right? I don't know, that'd be a tough one. I had to think about that more. I think what I would need, I'd have to look at the designs again, like side by side. But what would be helpful is if we had like a good, like nice, proper MG kit of the Wing Zero. You know, like the Proto Zero is pretty close, but having a good proper kit, like to compare this with like a Wing Zero kit, would be easier for me to say like which design I like better as far as like the kits go. But it's like the designs in general, yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Interesting hip joint. It's like a style of hip joint that I've never seen before. Instead of, you know, usually or sometimes the parts, the hip joint will like be swinging, like a circular movement. This one just slides back and forth the front, so that's kind of unique. Waiting for the MG Atlas Gundam. Yeah, might be a little bit of a wait on that, but that would be cool if they ever do make that. Alright, let's see. And interesting connection pieces for the skirts here, it looks like, as well too. Interesting. Chaos of Jersey, thank you for the super chat there. Did you do the giveaway yet? And what's your absolute favorite Gundam kit to customize? I couldn't like say any particular kit, but I guess like HG kits in general are probably my favorite to customize. They're the easiest and most customizable. You have so much stuff that's like compatible with this, right? But no, you didn't miss the giveaway yet. I'm just doing the giveaway over the course of the live stream, so just asking like kind of quiz questions. So we're 3 questions in, but we still have 7 more to go. So the game is certainly not over yet. Yeah. Oops. And I do like the added color separation on this version of the kit is pretty nice as well too. Don't necessarily like the colors though. I'm definitely going to be changing the colors for my painted version. I'll be adjusting them a little bit. But they are nice. Mike Wazowski, what's that? Any ideas for merch or know if any designs? Do you plan on buying any different MG IPO kits when they come out? Okay, a lot of questions there, and a lot of them I don't really quite understand what the question is. Mike Wazowski said, what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Any ideas for merch or no? If yes, any design ideas? Yes, I do have some other ideas for some other merch I would like to work on. T-shirt stuff. Just a kind of a matter of getting around to doing that. And then GN Sniper asking, do you plan on buying any different MG IBO kits? Yeah, probably. I mean, I liked the Barbatos kit, the Master Grade, quite a lot, so I assume, you know, whatever the other MG IBO kits come out, I'll certainly be interested. Sorry about my phone there. What's that? Instagram. Alright, as we were saying here... Oh, tag me by mistake, Mike. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so there's that front part. Then drop this down over the top of here. Right? There we go. And this piece here on the front. So while I'm not too into the colors, I mean, I will also say the two-tone blue does look nice. Definitely. If you aren't planning on repainting it, changing the colors, if you're planning on... Wait. If you're planning on just building the kit and just keeping it as is, the two-tone blue does look nice, I will say. Hey Zach, can you test that Gundam solid or not? Is this Gundam solid? I mean, yeah, I'll let you guys know. Also, towards the end of the stream, I want to try out the transformation, so I'll show that to you guys here in a bit. Once we're all done. Yeah, very nice. Ah, interesting. Okay, so some interesting gimmicks of this skirting armor here. I'll point out to you guys in just a second. Let me get this all put together. There we go. So the side skirt bits have some articulation which will like allow this to like pull off to the side like that, which is kind of similar to like the articulation of like the Strike Freedom, because it has the cannons like for the back skirt that rotate around to the side. So it's a kind of similar function like the Strike Freedom. But I guess that's just for like when you have the legs outspread really wide, you can just sort of, I guess, angle these side skirts a little bit out to the back like that to get them out of the way. So that's pretty cool. And also the back skirts. Whilst building that, I was noticing like the back skirt has this gap in the frame there, and I'm like, why is there just like this empty part of the frame? But I guess that's just so that when you have this in there, it just is making space for the part of the frame there, which allows for the side skirts to move back. So anyway, it's all kind of intentional. So basically everything about this kit so far that has seemed weird to me, that I didn't really understand why it's made like that. I mean, it's all for a reason. So it's very, very nicely engineered, I can say, for sure. which is nice. So there you go. There's our waist section all done, and that means it's time for another question. How do you feel about custom decals, Burnstick Man? I mean, like, making my own custom decals, or like, or what do you mean? Just like doing something like custom decals. I don't know exactly what you mean. I mean, in general, I feel custom decals are cool because I like decals, but I don't know if you mean something more specific by that. Like flowers, like doing like flower decals on it. I mean, I think it could be done in an interesting way, but you know, I would certainly have my hesitations about that flower decals on a Gundam kit. I mean, you'd have to do that in a way that, you know, looked cool. Or something. What's the 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, GBWC, the GBWC champion from Japan, I guess it was maybe 3 years ago now, the Japanese GBWC world champion, had that build with like the 2 custom kits like standing on this kind of like little dock pier kind of thing. It was all like just like Japanese scene. Everything was kind of like Japanese like samurai inspired. I don't remember offhand, but I think maybe he might have had some flower decals or like some flower pattern on certain parts of those kits. You have to go back and look, but possibly he did. So like that's just an example, if I'm remembering correctly, it's just an example of how it can be done in a cool way. Are extra thin cements toxic? I've never tried, but I'm planning for seam lines. Simon, yes, they're toxic, yeah, and the smell is bad. You don't want to stay in a like closed room inhaling that smell for too long. Make sure you got some good ventilation. All right, and so before we move on to next the torso, we need another question for the giveaway. So let me think here. What's another good one? Trying to think of one. Difficulty is thinking of a good question that's not too easy, but not too hard. Retractable horse. How do I build my kit so fast? Well, I mean, I did all the nub removal and everything all ahead of time, so I mean, you guys aren't seeing the complete building process in real time here. So I did all of that before, and I'm just putting it together now. Okay. I don't know. Kind of, maybe not the most interesting question, but just here's the next question. I'll try to think of a better, more interesting one next time, but for the next one. But for this question, are you guys ready? Yes, everyone paying attention? I want to give you a good warning ahead of time. Okay. So for this question, you'll have to have a good memory of every single kit that I've ever reviewed ever, because the next question is, what is the only half-scale kit that I've ever reviewed? As far as I can remember, there's only one kit that I've ever reviewed that's one half-scale. What was that kit? Not Haro, good question. Oh, Nietzsche. Oh, answering the question and asking me a question right back in the same comment. Nietzsche was ready for that one. He said BB-8, and that is exactly right. BB-8, the one half scale BB-8. All right, what's your question, Nietzsche? Sorry, let me get that. Do you have any tips for painting the MGEX? Did you ever transform it after painting? Nice one. I imagine maybe you had that question ready beforehand, and then you just also threw in the answer at the start there. But nice one, Nietzsche. Yes. Let me, before I forget, let me mark down your point here first. Nietzsche 370. All right. So far it's an even spread. It's 1 point each for everyone. So no clear winner so far. Do you have any tips for painting the MGX? Do you ever transform it after painting? So no, I did not transform it after painting. I wouldn't advise that. You just have to be super careful to avoid scratching the paint or anything, which I just didn't want to have to deal with the stress of having to do that. So no. So it was a bit challenging. I did do a live stream. I don't know if you saw it. You can go back and watch it if you're interested. But I did a live stream doing my final assembly of that one after it was all painted and everything. And it was challenging because the manual shows you how to build it in unicorn mode, but I didn't want to build it in unicorn mode to transform it, so I was having to build it in destroy mode as best I could, as best you can, following the instructions. So that was a little bit challenging actually, but as far as advice on painting the kit, if you want to keep the clear cycloframe parts clear and not spray any top coat on them like I did, then it's a bit of a challenge because you basically can't assemble you can't assemble almost anything until the kit is completely totally done. It's like I had to keep almost all the parts separate through all the process of painting and detailing and decals and top coating and all that, all the way to the end. And then I could finally put everything together at the end because there's cycloframe parts in there that I didn't have installed, and the LED sheet. Yeah, that's the other thing too, right? I forgot. I didn't want to have to paint anything with the LED sheet installed in there, so in order to do that, you basically can't do any assembly of anything till like it's completely done. So it's a bit of a pain to paint in that sense, so it takes forever, unfortunately, but I mean, it looks great, so every time you answer a question about the giveaway, you're going to ask a question about the MGX. Okay, fair enough. Yuri asked me, can you speak Japanese? I can speak a little bit of Japanese. I used to be a lot better at it, but now that I just live in Korea, I don't speak. I'm speaking Korean all the time, so I don't. My Japanese level is pretty low these days, but like the basics are still there. Have your live stream builds been sanded or just hobby knife and nippers to remove enough? Snow Reaper, mostly just hobby knife. Usually for like just snap building kits just for review. Usually don't do much sanding ahead of time unless like I need to, if there's like a nub or something that like the knife is not doing the job for me, and I think doing a little bit of sanding on it will be better. And sometimes I'll do a little bit of sanding, but usually it's just hobby knife is enough to just get the kit snap built cleanly for review, and then when I need to prepare it for actually painting, I'll go back and do a lot more sanding. A lot more sanding. Okay, let's build up the torso, and then we'll have another giveaway question. So I need this piece here. I could not locate. And this one. And the opposite of this one should be here. Hey? Ah, yes. So that goes in there. So like with every other part of the build so far, I'm expecting the torso to have some interesting gimmicks here as well. So hopefully it does not disappoint. I think it'll be good. Starscream asking, what's the giveaway? It's giving away a kit of this, not this one that I'm building. I mean like the same kit, but a brand new one. Not like I'm going to send you this actual kit. Yeah, someone else made the point, I think, in the comments on the unboxing video, and I agree with this. It's kind of strange why the seated pilot figure is always a little bit smaller than the standing one. Maybe not always, but more often than not. And I guess it's just, you know, like, realistically, to get it to fit into the kit, it's got to be slightly smaller. But it is a little bit weird. I will agree that just when you see them side by side, it's strange that the seated pilot figure is always smaller. So you got this metallic blue-green sticker there under the clear part. And I also saw people complaining that these clear parts were plain clear instead of being like clear green, but I mean, it depends. You know, obviously if you're going to be painting the kit, you can just paint it clear green. Let's see, Jeremy asking, do you know a good English-Japanese dictionary efficient enough to learn basics? For learning basics of Japanese, I wouldn't recommend getting any kind of dictionary or even any kind of book, really. I would recommend, there's loads of different apps. There's lots of really good apps for learning basics. What's the one? I actually have used this and do use it from time to time, but what's the Duolingo? Duolingo is actually pretty, I know people like, it's kind of memed because the alerts system for it is kind of annoying. But Duolingo is actually quite good. Memrise is another really good one. I like Memrise. Memrise is really good for learning kanji as well, though, too. For vocabulary and stuff, it's fine, but like especially if you want to study kanji, Memrise is pretty good for that. Let's see. Random question, do you also listen to the music you have on stream during stream? No, that music is not playing for me, so it's just nothing here, unfortunately. Yeah. How long do you see yourself building kits at this pace? The new viewer that's watched quite a few your YouTube videos. Curious. Love the hobby, however, already started to feel the stress of trying to fumble the commission work and social media. Guts Studios? I mean, how long do I see myself building kits at this pace? I mean, I love what I do, so I mean, as long as I'm able to do it, I can see myself building. You know, I wish I could build more stuff faster. If that were possible, I would. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I feel like there was another question I was in the middle of answering when I kind of went off on a tangent. All right, we're trying to keep up with the chat here. I know I'm probably missing a lot of questions. Ozzy said, any new Machine Krieger kits coming? Yes, Ozzy. The Dachshund just came in, and I'm hoping to, I'm not sure, I have a lot of stuff I'm trying to work on this week, especially this kit as well too, painting it, and I've got a couple other kits I'm working on, but if not this week, then definitely next week I'll start building the Dachshund. Now, as you know, I'm still working on finishing my Cooster, so I need to finish that before I get to painting this kit, but I at least want to start working on building this kit, so probably what I'll do for the Dachshund is I'll do an unboxing video. And then I'll probably do like a live stream. I was planning on just doing a live stream working on just building the kit, because I think building these kits live is kind of interesting because it's a very different from building average Gundam kits. So I've done a Machine Krieger live stream build before, I think working on the Kaz and maybe the Prowler too, I don't remember, it's been a while, but the Kaz at least I'm pretty sure I did a live stream build working on that a while back when that came out. But yeah, yes, I'm excited for the Dachshund that just came out. Not that it's new, I mean, like, it's been out, but just it was recently re-released, I guess. Getting back into the hobby after a decade and picked up the MG Barbatos. Any good kits to get back into the groove? Backlog Barrage. Well, welcome back to the hobby for one. Any other good kits I would recommend? It kind of depends on your preference. So, like, you got the Master Grade Barbatos, so if that means you're an Iron Blood Orphans fan, you know, maybe check out some of the HD Iron Blood Orphans kits as well too. Certainly not going to be as nice as the MG Barbatos, but if you're an MG fan, though, there's lots of really good recent MGs that have been out. Maybe check my video, like my best kits of 2019. Obviously, I haven't done one for 2020 yet because it's not over. But my best kits of best Gunpla of 2019 video, and then I also did a best Gunpla of the decade video as well too. So maybe check those out. If you've been out of the hobby for a decade, then I guess that would be a perfect video for you to watch. Best kits of the decade. At least give you a good idea. I mean, obviously, any list like that is going to be a little bit subjective, but I tried to be as objective as possible with that. So it should be at least a good list to get you started on some recommendations. And you can see there's a lot of stuff on the list too. So if there's a couple things that stand out to you, then that should at least get you started. All right. I think I needed to put this part on here first. Hang on. D'Angelo, thank you for the super chat again. Right, I've finally decided to get a pin vise and a scriber. Any tips, recommendations for those? Well, pin vise, aka just a drill, a small drill. I mean, if you guys have ever watched any of my kind of tutorials or just like work in progress videos, you know how much I love using a drill. I use it all the time. It's probably one of the most common tools that I use when it comes to like any sort of customization or anything. So drills or pin vise, very useful tool. So you'll find lots of uses for that. Scriber, I mean, just practice a lot. Scribing is not easy to do. It takes practice. I'm still not really good at it at all. I try and I can do it a little bit, but it just takes practice. You just kind of have to get a feel for it. So watch some different videos, like different video tutorials and stuff about that. And also just practice on just some scrap pieces. Most likely you probably have some just leftover parts from some different kits or something like that just laying around. If you've got just some leftover pieces, something to just practice scribing on. You can also practice just scribing on just like plot plate, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend that as much. It's probably not as good a practice as scribing on actual pieces. So just any leftover scrap pieces you have lying around, be good practice on. Backlog Barrage, you'll check out the list. Plastic Spoon, yeah, Plastic Spoon, if you want to practice on scribing on a curved surface, again, if you don't have any curved parts in your spare parts bin or wherever you keep your spare parts, if you don't have any curved ones, a Plastic Spoon would be good for that. Yeah, certainly scribing on curved surfaces is a added challenge, so practicing that would be good too. Okay, hang on. Our arm joint is kind of connected to part of the armor, which I don't really like. And let's see. As in that this part of the frame, which is the arm connection part, is not plugged onto this inner frame. They're connected by this part, which is a part of the armor, so not really keen on that. I like the frame and the armor to be as separate as possible on master grade kits like this. So, but I don't know. I guess I'll hold my judgment for the time being, because maybe, you know, like everything else in this build so far, maybe that's for a reason. But let me see. So you have that, and it's supposed to be pointing to the front, I guess. Okay, like that. And this piece underneath. And slot that into there first. Put that up into there. Next. And this close down on top of that. Oh, yeah, I expected that might happen. This lower vent section doesn't really seem super securely plugged in there. Yeah, like that. Okay, so yeah, I don't really like how the shoulder frame is connected into the armor there rather than the inner frame of the body, but okay, let's see. It's for the shoulder swing out gimmick. Yeah, I mean, I understand that it's for the point of this is, I mean, for the shoulder armor, for the shoulder joint to swing out, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the joint has to be connected to the armor. It can still be part of the frame and swing out like it's supposed to. Yeah, the lower vent is prone to falling out. Yes, I'm discovering that already. It's already falling out here. There you go. If that's gonna be like really super annoying, I might put a drop of glue on that, just for the time being, just to hold it in place. Yeah, it's already both are falling out a bunch. So, just to make sure I don't lose anything, might put a little bit of glue on that. Alright, then what's next? This part here. Yeah. Okay. And upper vents. These ones should be fine. These ones, because they plug down into here a little bit better. Like that. The vents on the top. Like that. And then the little fin parts. I like how these are just now like a staple of any MG kit. Now they have to have the little fins on the top of the torso. I like that aspect of the design, so I'm cool with that, but I hope they don't kind of overdo it. They don't necessarily have to do it on every master grade kit, but I think it's something that especially Katoki likes, so he must be a fan of that aspect. Do you plan on making a HG IBO kit bash? Not necessarily a kit bash. Is not really in the plans, but certainly custom HG IBO kits, yeah, like the Marcosius that I'm working on. And also a Barbatos Gundam 4th form I have slightly customized here that I need to finish up as well too. What brand masking tape do you use? And when masking on top of paint, I have Tamiya brand, and I also have some other like off-brand one as well too, and they both work fine. Do you remove the foil stickers after your out-of-box reviews when you proceed to paint the kit? If so, how do you do it? Yeah, I do. Delete Titan, I do. And if there's like any sticker residue on the kit, usually I just use like some lighter fluid to just get rid of that sticker residue. Works pretty well for that. Let's see. There's HG kits like that. The NT Shinenju Stein with the fins and the torso. The narrative HG Shinenju Stein also had that. I don't recall that offhand, but I'll take your word for it. That HG kit also had that. Alright. Got this part down here. Like that. And our parts. Here for the top and bottom armor pieces for the front of the cockpit there, like that. Why is mine looks off center? Something's not right. Hang on. Hang on. What's that? Something strange. There we go. Do you think that the wing will get Ver.Ka 2.0? That would be a first, and do you think it'll be P Bandai? You mean like a 2.0 Blaze? You mean a 2.0 of this, or you mean like the wing, like the old wing Ver.Ka will get like a 2.0 based on this kit? That's possible. I don't really see that necessarily happening, but I could see them maybe remaking that old wing Ver.Ka based on this kit. Possibly. Probably, if they do that, I would say that's probably would come out as like a P Bandai kit. Maybe. Possibly. I hadn't really thought about that, but yeah. That would be interesting. Have you ever tried liquid masking? Comic alert, yes, I have tried liquid masking before. It's fine. Yeah, I haven't used it that much though. Let's see. Freddy Lovecraft. I finished my most recent kit, Zaku Cannon, trying to wait a bit before starting another one. Yeah, Zaku Cannon is a great one. I'm assuming you're talking about the Master Grade. But yeah, really nice. That, not the P Bandai HG. Feel HG kits don't get the love they deserve. Shaman vibes. Yes, HG kits are great. I mean, when you ask people their favorite line, I feel like HG is probably not going to come up quite as much. More people would say like, Master Grade is my favorite, or Real Grade. But I mean, HG line is just so diverse. I mean, it's really good for like customizing the HG line, as I mentioned before. They're small, but not that small, and not that big. The size of them is quite good, I think. So yeah, HG line, I mean, don't knock it. HG is for us noobs, yeah. I don't want to sound like a douche, but I don't like HGs. I mean, that's fine if you don't like HGs or don't like MGs or whatever. All well and good. Nobody has to like any particular line over another. I'm just saying that HGs are pretty awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to when I paint this kit. I'm looking forward to not painting these little tiny Vulcans in the chest, because I don't ever plan on opening up the chest. So that'll be nice, convenient that I don't have to worry about painting those. So just leave it like that. Leave them unpainted up inside there. See, now the old me would have said, come on, even if no one's ever gonna see that, you have to paint that. But this is the new me, guys, and the new me is all about putting this part on upside down, apparently. But the new me is all about, you know, if no one's gonna see it, then yeah, go for it. Don't paint that part that no one's gonna see. Like recently, like painting the bottoms of the feet. Like if it's a kit that I know I'm not gonna have in like a flying pose, if I'm just gonna have it just standing on a base, then I don't like fully paint the bottom of the feet. New me, efficiency. Yeah, efficiency. Exactly right. That's what I'm trying to go for, more efficiency. Shaman vibes. Personally, I just want access to more rare kits in HG or some 100 scale kits like the Nightingale in HG because I can't afford the larger scales. Oh yeah. Nightingale is going to be a cool one. Definitely looking forward to that. The sheer size of the RE is cool, but I think the HG is going to be so much nicer. It's going to have better articulation, just a better design in general too. Just like the design proportions of it look nicer than the RE as well. And I missed a little nub here. So yes, agreed. The HG Nightingale is going to be pretty awesome. And let's see. What? Ah. Red bit down there. Okay, so there's the torso, and yeah, I'm gonna glue those vents in. Where's my glue? It's over there. And I mean a really tiny little bit of glue. It's because I am going to want to remove them, like basically later today, after I finish recording the review. I'll have to break the kit all down to paint it, and I'll need to remove those chest vents, but for the time being, they're in there well enough, and it's looking pretty cool. I like the amount of frame showing on this kit. There were lots of frame sections poking out, and that's why I don't really like the decals for this kit. The decal layout, I mentioned this in the unboxing, but I think I did anyway. The decal layout of this kit, I mean, like, you have all of these dark bits of frame poking out in the armor, and then you're also adding tons of light bits with all of the decals on it, and it just looks a bit busy, especially in some certain sections. It looks a bit busy with all the decals on there, with this style of decals for this. So I don't know if I'm going to really end up using them all with this one, to be honest. I'm not sure. I've got these. Let me see. I've got the, I forget, with the old wing Ver.Ka. I know it doesn't come with water slides, but I forget what's in here for the dry transfers. I may use a couple of these dry transfers, but the problem is they're all white, and the wings are going to be white on this, so I can't necessarily use white on white. But we'll see. If I don't use straight white, if I like tint it slightly, then I could use like one of these larger dry transfers. Think about that. Alright, but that's what the torso done now, so that means that we need another question before we move on to the head. So let me go ahead and think about that next question, shall we? Before we get, well, hang on. I guess I should focus on the question. Something else I wanted to mention about that. Okay, this one. Okay, okay, I've got a good question for you guys. This one, are you ready? This one is a question not Gundam related, but a question about me. So again, if you guys watch my live streams, you've probably heard me talk about this before, but it's gonna be a little bit more of a difficult one, I think, probably. So this is gonna be one for the real hardcore fans. Might know this, and even for them, I don't know. So if no one can get it, I'll think of a different question. But okay, for this question, hard mode question here. Chaos of Jersey, it's your first time watching one. Well, then you probably haven't heard me talk about this before. So probably have only ever talked about this during live streams, but I'll give you a little bit of a hint within the question as well too, because I think it's a little bit harder one. But on the topic of movies, which we talk about here, you know, pretty regularly. Usually we always talk a little bit about movies during any live stream. We get into talking about some movies I've watched recently or some of my favorite movies or something. So it's going to be a question about movies. And among sci-fi movies, which is probably my favorite genre of movies, if not, like one of my favorites, if not my favorite sci-fi movie is what? What's my favorite? Or one of my top favorites? It's an older sci-fi movie. It's an old one, but it's one of my all-time favorites, if not my all-time favorite sci-fi movie. Aliens, Blade Runner, good guesses, but no, it's not that. Terror from Planet 9, Blade Runner, Star Wars, no. Alien, Star Trek, no. Close Encounters, no. 2001, no. No. Starship Troopers, also good. There you go. Greg got it. Greg. Yes, Greg. Forbidden Planet. There you go. Yes, Greg is a hardcore fan indeed. Greg. Thank you. Greg Blair got it with Forbidden Planet indeed. All right, good one, Greg. Someone's been paying attention. All right, yes, like, of course, like OG Star Wars, you know, all that stuff's good. Starship Troopers I do really like a lot too. Aliens, these are all great, definitely. Total Recall, I love Total Recall as well too. The Thing, all very good guesses. Those are all fantastic movies. Planet of the Apes as well too. Yes, I love the Planet of the Apes movies. But if I had to pick an all-time favorite, it's probably got to be Forbidden Planet, because it's like the father of all those other movies. David knows. Forbidden Planet slaps, exactly. Greg, let me get your point marked down here. So, everyone's still all got 1 point each, so all it would take really is for someone to get 2 points and you'd have a good chance of winning. So, hang in there, guys. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, so we're only halfway through. Dune, I've actually never seen. The old, like, original Dune is one that I actually have not ever watched, interestingly enough. And Blade Runner too. I think Blade Runner, like the original Blade Runner and the new one, I think I've only seen like once each. The original Blade Runner, I think maybe I've seen twice, or like 1.5. But yeah, actually. Mars Attacks is good. Yeah, The Fifth Element. Yeah, Fifth Element is another really great one. That's always fun. Can anyone donate for points? No, sorry. I am a Leslie Nielsen fan, but also Bud and Dune is boring as fuck. Yeah, that's why I've never watched Dune, because what I have is, I think I've seen like bits of Dune, and yeah, it just didn't really look that interesting. It looked like very boring. Do we like 2001? I know this is going to be a bit controversial, and I might lose a lot of my integrity as a sci-fi fan if I say this, but I don't really like 2001. It's also incredibly boring. I know that's that's the style of the movie, and like it's meant to be super slow, but yeah. Yeah, Nietzsche's with me on that. I seriously can't understand why people like it. Yeah. I mean, really cool concepts of it. And I enjoy a good slow-paced movie, but it seemed like it was slow for the purpose of being slow. Connor says he unsubbed. No, to unsub. I mean, like, I like other movies that are slow, but I mean, yeah, it just seemed like there wasn't any good reason for it to be slow. It's just like, let's see how slow we can make this as just like an art experiment. And like, I enjoy it when being slow is like part of the story, but when it basically turns me as the viewer into like the guinea pig of some stupid art experiment, then I don't really like it. It's like, let's see how long we can make the viewer to sit and watch this. Like, okay, dude, it's not really related to the story, but okay. And I feel like, just in fairness, I should probably cite some other examples. So like, there's a lot of like independent, like East Asian, like Japanese and Korean independent film that is quite slow, that I really like. So like, The Taste of Tea is a really good one. If any of you guys, whoever, it's a Japanese movie, The Taste of Tea. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend it. It has Asano Tadanobu, an actor. I'm sure you guys have, even if you've not ever heard of that film, you're probably familiar with that actor. I'm sure you've seen him and stuff. He's been in some different Hollywood movies and things like that. Not very good ones, but he's been around in Hollywood movies. But yeah, Taste of Tea is really good. Very slow, but it's part of the story. The story is about people living in like just like rural Japan, and like it's just a slow place. So the story is slow. Stuff just happens slow there. So it makes sense. Do you like Ozu's films? Yeah, Backlog Bear. I haven't seen a lot. I mean, Ozu made like what, 60 films. I've seen a couple of them, and yeah, I do like them. I like as far as like Japanese film like that, I do kind of prefer more modern stuff. But Ozu's, yeah, of course, like classic as well too. Yeah. Another really good one, just as far as like Japanese films go, that I also really like is The Bright Future. Bright Future is also a really cool one as well too. Also has Asano Tadanobu, actually, interestingly enough. But yeah, that's another good one. And some different like Korean films as well too, like Three Iron. I think the Korean title is Binjip, but probably anywhere outside of Korea, I think it's just called Three Iron. Three Iron's really good. Korean movie, also very quiet, very slow. Only seen Tokyo Story and Late Spring. Yeah, I think those are probably the only two that I've seen as well too. Those are just like most famous ones, right? Connor's at Three Iron was great. Yeah, Three Iron's very good. Trying to get this through there. Here we go. Tricky feeding that part into there. Have you seen Shrek? Yeah. Let's see. 4, 5. Let's see. 3, 4. Maybe 4. 4. 4. Yeah, 5. And 6. And 7. Huh. Interesting how the ears open up for the zero system. I thought this blue part would raise up, but actually this part actually drops down. Like that. That's interesting. Damn. Fucking computer cable keeps coming loose. Have you ever seen Eraserhead? No, Eraserhead is another one that I don't think I've seen that. I don't remember actually now that I think about it. No, I don't think so. Just because I think back in college, so if you guys are unaware, I studied filmmaking, was my major in university, and I don't think we ever watched that. We talked about it at different times. I'm sure it was discussed, but I don't think we ever watched it in class. No. All right. There we go. And there. And there. Oh yeah, very cool. It's nice. Got those big ears on there. Dumbo ears over here. You guys all have good taste, so there you go. Guts Studios curious what he uses, what I use? What I use for what? Let's see. Real passionate about what he does. Such an oddball. You guys are talking about David Lynch. Okay. Yes. Alright, so that's the head done, and that means we need the next question. Really should plan these out ahead of time. Next time I'll have all the questions written out and everything ahead of time, so sorry about that, guys. It's also just fun for me to just kind of make it up as I go along, but... have you seen Screamers? No, I don't think I've seen Screamers. That doesn't sound familiar. Has anyone here seen Shivers? Shivers... that sounds familiar as well too, but I don't think I've seen it maybe necessarily. Do the ears equal antennas? Eduardo, yes, I think they're basically kind of antennas. I know, like, I don't know if this was always the case, but at least for this version of the kit, apparently, like, the ears open up as for, like, when the Zero system is active. So I don't know if, like, those have always been related to the Zero system. Because the original Wing Gundam has kind of the ears, too, but it doesn't have the Zero system, so... I don't know. If it's just a part of the design, and then later once they developed the Zero system, they kind of kept that aspect of the design and worked the Zero system into that as well too. I don't know, but Cronenberg's first movie, Shivers, yeah, it sounds really familiar. I think maybe I've seen it in college. Yeah. Subby asking what's new with this kit? A lot. It's a very, very different from the original MG, I can tell you. It's definitely a lot better. Have I seen The Prospector? No, that doesn't sound familiar. Alright, next question. Let me see here. A little bit more of an easier one this time. I think you guys will be all over this because it should be pretty easy, but okay. Ready for our next question? I want to give you guys a heads up before I just shout the question out there. I want to let y'all know the next question's coming up. Everyone ready? Get your fingers ready on the keyboard or thumbs ready, however you're watching. Alright. So, next question is, who's my favorite, it's character related, my favorite Gundam girl from Turn A? I have kind of a few favorites, so it's not like in all of the Gundam universes, but specifically in Turn A, who's my favorite Gundam girl character. You guys all should know this pretty easily. There you go. Brandon got it straight away. Sochie, Connor, Mushin, Justin, you guys were all right behind there, but yep. Brandon got it first. Brandon Morrison, nice one. He was right on that one. Sochie, indeed. So still anyone's game. Brandon Morrison. Okay, there you go. Yep. So that was a little bit more of an easy one. You guys should know that if you watch my live streams or just like follow my content at all. I've surely talked about that on multiple occasions. But maybe a little bit more challenging than other series. I figure if I said like favorite Gundam girl from Unicorn or something like that, obviously it's a little bit even easier because we all know it's going to be Marita Cruz. But what would be a more challenging version of that question? So I was just trying to think of any other series. I thought Turn A is probably the one that people are least familiar with, so that's why I went Turn A for that question. But I guess that's probably the best version of that question, I suppose. Not for any not for any points now, but I'm just kind of curious how many people will get this and or how fast you guys will get this. So just a kind of bonus question just for fun. But what about my favorite Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam girl? Who can name that one? That's a more obscure one. Maybe that would have been a better version of the question to ask, because I feel like probably have not talked about that near as much as I've talked about Sochie. No, it's not Atra. It's not the Doctor. It's not Atra. Why are you guys all guessing Atra? I don't know. What's that say about me? You guys all think that my favorite Gundam girl character is Atra? That's not a good sign. There you go. Boom Cannon got a Karta. Sorry, that was not for a point or anything, but yes, good on you, Boom Cannon. Yes, Karta. The character that was awesome, but very short-lived and not a very respectable role. I mean, she got kind of owned and kind of made a fool of. But yeah, really cool character, I thought. And just especially just her character design was cool as well too. I would love a really nice like resin kit of Karta. I don't know if I've ever seen one. I'm sure that probably one maybe exists somewhere out there, but like a nice, a cool resin garage kit of Karta would be dope. I'm sure there's probably been one. I have to look around, but not sure. Not sure. God dang. Seen one that I can remember. Another instance of this kit kind of not really having a full frame. So we have that deal with the shoulders, how you've got to have part of the armor there to attach the shoulder frame, and the same thing here for the lower arm. The frame doesn't extend all through the lower arm here. So basically the point is that you wouldn't be able to build this kit as just the frame without any armor on it, if you know what I mean. We've got other master grades. For example, you can like just build up the frame and have like just the frame standing there without any armor on it. You would have to have some armor on this as part of the frame. So that's kind of disappointing. I mean, I like a master grade kit that's got the full frame, you know. And how does this go on there? It's just like that. There we go. And so that goes onto there. And that one there. Oops. And hand. And are you guys fans of Are you guys fans of the all-white hands of this or no? As far as like when it comes to painting the kit, I'm still contemplating whether I want to keep the hands all white or not. So I kind of like it, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna want to change that or not. The USA Gundam Store have a delay in shipping. Yeah, Cole, if you're talking about regarding this kit, yeah, USA Gundam Store was supposed to have this kit last week. But yeah, the delivery has been late, unfortunately. Yeah, another shade of white, different shade of white. Yeah, gray. I mean, I can understand what you mean. Like, just gray hands all the time could be kind of boring, so it's kind of nice to see them and just different, just being all white instead of gray. So, I mean, yeah, that's why I'm kind of torn. I'll have to think about that. I just keep them all white. Yeah, just to have it be something different, yeah. Oof. That clear piece here is the kind that once you put it in, there's no getting it out without popping it out from the back, so we'll have to drill that out later. And this piece go on there, and that one on there. There's our arm. Done. And we gotta build a shoulder here. Would have liked extra gray hands for OVA accuracy. Yeah, I think it would have been cool if they would have given you both options. That definitely would have been like the most preferable way. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, it would have been nice to have both options, but too, at the same time, I mean, like, the kit is meant to be its own kind of new thing, right? So it's not necessarily like advertised like this is the OVA version of the Wing Zero or whatever, right? Does that make sense? Like, this is the Wing Zero EW Ver.Ka, like it's its own thing, so it's got the right to be different from like how it's, you know, quote unquote supposed to be or whatever. Does that make sense? They, and by they I mean Bandai, but more specifically I just mean Katoki. Katoki wanted this version to have white hands, so that's what it has. So the fact that Bandai didn't include hand option parts to make it look different, then it wouldn't be the design that Katoki wanted for this kit. I mean, to not have white hands would be a different version of the Gundam, and that's not what this is. This is the version of the Gundam that Katoki envisioned, and his vision has all white hands. You guys get what I mean? Is that making sense? Okay, I hope so. If you wanted to have gray hands for whatever reason to fit the anime, or just because you prefer gray hands, then you just had to paint it by yourself. That's kind of... That's all there is to it. So, yeah, you guys get what I mean. I also feel like I remember this ring part was yellow on the original kit, wasn't it? I forget. There's an interview in the manual. Does the interview in the manual... I haven't read it yet. Does the interview in the manual mention something about the all white hands? I'm not sure. I'll read it a little bit later on. Just kind of skimming through to see if I can see something about that. I'll read the interview later on, and if there's something in the interview mentioning about the hands, I'll let you guys know. Where's this piece go? Did I miss this somewhere along the way? I did, didn't I? Shit, that was supposed to be in here. Oops. Hey, do you think the leg peg of this kit will have the same problem as the MG Freedom 2.0? I don't know necessarily if it will have that same problem or not. I would assume probably not. Let's see. Yellow piece. I think maybe the circle part on the wing was not yellow, just has this yellow stripe. That's why I was thinking there was supposed to be yellow, some more yellow on it, but it's not that the circle bit was yellow, it's just that it's got this yellow layer of the striping there. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, but pretty cool design, and fortunately no more seam lines on these shoulder parts, which is good. The old MG just had loads of seam lines there. There goes our chest vent again. I want to glue in that chest vent part, but my glue is over there, so I'll glue it later. Very nice. Oh, yeah. It's very handsome looking, that's for sure. You looked up just in time to see the half second of that sentence. Sorry. What's that? Someone's saying, there's an interview and it specifies Glory of Losers. Well, anyway, so I guess it's just because the Glory of Losers version has all white hands. So anyway, okay, yeah, fair enough. So yeah, how is the build so far, your opinion? Jeremy, the build so far is great. It's a really cool kit. Definitely. Is this kit the latest release? Yes. Over there on Twitch, Clone de Mort. Yes, the latest release. Latest and greatest. There were a couple in the unboxing video. There was a couple of salty comments of people saying like, "Oh, everyone, me included, I guess," and people were basically saying like, "Oh, you thought this kit wasn't gonna be good, but now you're all excited about it." Something along those lines, basically, where like just trying to say that I was insinuating or I was thinking that this kit wasn't gonna be very good, or that I didn't think it was an exciting release, or something along those lines. Some people were trying to insinuate in the comments and on the unboxing video, saying like, "Oh, you weren't excited about this kit at all, and now that it's out, now you're actually excited about it." And I don't know, basically, yeah, that's right. I wasn't that excited about it because I do kind of wish that we would have got something else instead of this as like a new Ver.Ka kit. I mean, I understand a new Ver.Ka, not as in NU, but NEW. So it's kind of confusing. I do wish it would have been something different. But that doesn't mean that I can't be excited about this. I can't think that this is a cool kit. I can't be thinking that this is a good, quality, awesome, exciting kit. You know what I mean? Seems kind of very one-dimensional thinking like, "Oh, you said you weren't very excited about this kit, so you're not allowed to like it now." Like that, like, okay. And I mentioned earlier too about how I talked about in the like initial announcement video how I didn't think you would necessarily need to pre-order this kit because I think you probably will be able to get it. It won't be like as popular as like some other kits. Sometimes when some other kits come out, like they're just like sold out straight away, and you won't be able to get your hands on it if you don't pre-order it. But I didn't think that was going to be the case with this kit, and turns out, number one, I was right, because you are still able to pre-order it. But aside from that, I mean, just because I thought like that doesn't mean that I think that the kit is going to be bad, or that I think it's not an exciting kit. I just think that it's a design that I didn't think would have so many people, you know, jumping out of their chairs to rush to get their pre-orders in and like make sure they have this kit straight away on day one. I didn't expect that to really be the case for this kit as compared to other new kits that could be coming out. You know what I mean? So anyway, and I don't know what other YouTubers were also saying about it. I think maybe some other YouTubers were maybe giving the kit a little bit harder of a time than I was, because I felt like my sort of quote-unquote criticism, or maybe lack of excitement when the kit was first announced, my thoughts at the time were pretty mild. I wasn't really like saying, "Oh, this sucks, how could Bandai do this to us, give us this terrible stupid kit, nobody wants this kit, it's gonna be trash, no one's gonna care about this." I wasn't saying it like that at all. So I don't know, maybe people are just like taking my mild criticism way too seriously, or maybe some other YouTubers were saying it a little bit more harshly. I don't know the case, but whatever the case is, I was not ever that critical of this kit being announced and being released. I just slightly wished that it was something else, but it's fine, you know? And it's very cool. Any kit that comes out, like especially a master grade kit, like some high grade kits I pass up because I just don't really feel very interested. And then when they come out, so like like the Heavy Arms HG kit, which came out fairly recently, that's a good example. I didn't get that kit because I wasn't very excited about it. I didn't really care to build it. But like, especially with the new MG, I'm always excited to build, you know, anything new and cool. It's like, it's always going to be something that gets me excited, any new MG, even if it's a design that's not like one of my all-time favorite designs ever. But just if it's a cool design and it looks like a cool kit, then yeah, I'm going to be excited about it well enough. Just because I wish that maybe it would have been something else released instead of this doesn't mean that I'm not going to be excited about this kit. So that's what I have to say about that to the couple of people who were trying to give me grief about that. And once again, I forgot this piece inside of here. And I don't really understand the entire point of that argument as well too. Whether it was directed at me or anyone else. Any other YouTuber, even if someone else was like much more harsh than me, saying like, man, Bandai's releasing that kit, I don't care about that kit at all, I hate the Wing Zero design, I don't really get that kit, I think it looks stupid, no one's gonna like that. Like, someone was going in really harsh on it like that. And then once the kit actually came out, they're like, oh man, I don't know, the kit actually looks really cool. I actually can't wait to build that. Then cool, who cares? So they did a 180 on their thoughts on it. Who cares? People change their mind about things. Just because I feel like it's like, because you're a YouTuber or an influencer, people like try to call you out on stuff like that. It's like, why? People are allowed to change their minds about how they're excited about different things. I mean, especially when it comes to like new release stuff like that, because sometimes when stuff is like at first announced, we don't have like all the details on it or something, so we might not have been able to see all the features and everything of this kit that would be more apparent later on, but maybe weren't as obvious like from the start. So maybe, well, when you first see it, you're not like all that excited about it, but then as you see more about the kit, you're seeing like, oh, okay, actually it looks a little bit more exciting than I thought. That kind of thing. So, I don't know. Have you guys seen or experienced that around online? You know what I'm talking about at all? Or am I just rambling to myself? I'm sure. So, anyway. Ultimately, don't really care that much. Any sort of comments and stuff like that doesn't really bother me that much, but just if it was one comment or something like that, I wouldn't even mention it. But just because there was a few people commenting something along those lines, I just thought it was kind of silly. People weren't trying to make a point about that. Did I forget to ask a question after the first arm was built? I think I just like straight away went on to the second arm without asking a question, did I? So I think we might need to ask 2 questions, hang on. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions asked so far, and there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I missed the questions last time. So, all right, so we'll do 2 questions. Right? That means I need to think of 2 questions. Let me first turn off the heater because it's a little bit warm. Yes, I know the vent is missing. I just left it out. I have it here in the bin because I'll put the vent back in later when I get some glue. My glue is over there. Let me just take the other one out while we're here. Come on. Oh, now it's not going to come out when I want it to come out. Come on. Out of there, you. Okay, well, fine. Then just stay in there. This shoulder armor is not clicked into place, I think. So that's why it's sliding around. Come on. fix this shoulder armor here. There we go. Alright, question. Let me think. No, both the vent pieces were loose. I don't know why the one is now staying in there and fine and not falling out, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. It'll fall out when it's good and ready. Alright. This is maybe... Let me see here. Let me check something. Let me check something here first before I ask you guys. I want to make sure I know the answer as well. Oh, shoot. No, I don't really want to answer. I don't want to ask that, I think. Okay. Great. Build really into your build streams. Michael Lugo, you really enjoyed the Finicia Renashita Alba build. Planning to get that. Please keep up the live builds and best to you. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Sorry I keep asking, but I'm really curious. What is the tattoo on your arm? Grody, the tattoo on my arm is the Kabbalah Tree of Life. The Sephiroth circle is this one here. Usually it has like a bunch of interconnecting lines and stuff. Mine's just very simplified with just the circles on there. Anna Lockman said, how many clear parts are there? There's the clear part for the eyes, the head cameras, the forearm cameras, and the chest piece. So 5. And we have stickers for the forearm cameras. I haven't put those on yet, actually. Thank you for reminding me. While I'm doing that, I'm still trying to think of the questions for you guys, so sorry, just bear with me for a moment. Wait. Okay. It can do the firing pose, but not sure why Mecha G can't connect them Twin Buster securely. Oh, I was able to do the pose. Alright. I don't know. Yeah, that's tough. Just trying to think of something. Okay, here's a good one. All right, and we need to do 2 questions. Ryan Hayes, to enter the giveaway, you have to answer the quiz questions. After building each section of the kit, I'm asking you guys a quiz question, and I missed one after we finished the first time, so we got to do 2 now. So I still need to think of a second one, but here's the first one for you guys. And once again, a little bit more of a challenging one, so make sure you're, I don't know, give proper thought, I guess. Going way back is another one you're gonna have to be familiar with. Some older videos here on my channel, but if you remember way back when well, I'm gonna ask the question right now, hang on. Way back when, in my first Gunpla shopping in Japan video, what shop did I go to? There's kind of two that I went to. So I went, and I want to know the specific branch. So what branch of which shop did I go to in my first Gunpla shopping in Japan video? It's not Odaiba, not Shizuoka, not Don Quixote. Oh, Nietzsche, got it. There you go. Yodobashi, Umeda, and Mandarake, Osaka. Even getting both shops and the city in there all in one. Very thorough answer. Nietzsche is on it today. So there you go. He's the first person to get 2 points, which puts him in the lead. So now, assuming no one else gets 2 points, we've got someone winning. There you go. Yes. Yodobashi, Umeda, and Mandarake in Osaka. Very nice. There's 2 different, I think there's only 2. There's 2 Mandarake in Osaka, but yes, both in Umeda. So there you go. Very nice. Didn't I? Yes. No. Wait. The Mandarake that I went to is actually. The Mandarake I went to in that video is not the Umeda location, actually. That's the Denden Town location. Interestingly enough. Because I went to the Yodobashi in Umeda, but then the Mandarake is not the Umeda Mandarake. Anyway. Anthony Kim, harder questions than I thought. Okay, well, yeah, that was a little bit definitely of a harder one, so I'll do an easier one then for this next one. Okay, this one's maybe slightly easier, but also maybe a little bit of a challenging one. But here you go. Next question here before we move on to then we'll do the backpack, or maybe the accessories, the backpack, or accessories, because I'll have to for the backpack I need to cut out some of the parts still. So we'll do the rifle and shield next. So the next question here is going to be, what is the only, I mean, you guys all know that I love Advances Zeta, but I've only ever actually painted one Advances Zeta kit ever. What's the one Advances Zeta kit that I've actually painted? That's your question. Now, what's the answer? Speaking of Saturday Night Live, that's another really great Saturday Night Live skit. Hazel, Deep Striker, no. I've not painted a Deep Striker. Hazel 2, no. Gaplant, no. Bigwig, no. Close, but no. Hazel 2, Hazel, no. It's not a Hazel, not a Gaplant, not a Woundwort, no. Gaplant, no. Hazenthai, no. Hazenthai, Raw, no. Woof, no. Woof. Isaac, no. Hazel, no. There you go. Brendan got it. Brendan with the 1/400 scale prototype Asimer Khar. Yes, exactly right. Well, he didn't say Khar, but yes, the prototype Asimer is close enough. I'll accept that answer. Brendan, very nice. So that's just 1 point on the board for Brendan. He's on the board. Nietzsche is still in the lead with 2 points. But still open. Get Brandon's name here on the list. Brandon Daughtry. 1 point. There you go. Yes, way back at the very start of my channel. That's the old one. And it was actually not fully painted. The yellow, which is like the main color of that kit, is not actually painted. That's just the color that the kit is molded in. I painted everything else on the kit. All little details and everything that's not yellow was painted. Because the kit is molded in solid yellow. Is the chat delay that bad on Facebook? Facebook? I don't know how bad the delay is on Facebook. I know Twitch is faster than YouTube, but I'm not sure about Facebook, if it's like the same as YouTube or kind of in between. But alright, so still 2 more questions to go. Nietzsche's still in the lead with 2 points. So as long as no one else gets 2 points, he's got it. But if someone else who's already got 1 point gets 1 more point, then we'll probably end up having to go into sudden death. So that's fine. I just got most of my paint supplies for airbrushing and customized kits. I'm super excited. Do you know if Mr. Color thinner would be good to use to clean Alclad? Let's see. Mr. Color thinner, I'm not sure about how Mr. Color thinner works with Alclad. Someone else will have to answer that. I have no experience with Alclad paints, so I couldn't answer that for you. Alright. Let's build up some big guns here. Someone made the interesting point in like the unboxing video, I think it was, or something. Someone made the point of, with the rifles being able to fold in half, it kind of makes them seem less powerful. Interesting thought, and I kind of tend to agree actually, once I thought more about it. It does kind of a little bit make them seem a little bit less powerful by the fact that they fold in half rather than being, you know, like just one big massive gun, right? So I kind of see the point there with that, yeah. Greg said, yeah, it works with Alclad paints, yeah. Do you recommend US builders to get Mr. Color paints? I mean, US or anywhere in the world, yeah, Mr. Color paints are good. It's what I use most of the time. So, yeah. No matter where you are in the world, I would certainly recommend Mr. Color paints. Not exclusively though, I mean, it doesn't mean that other paint brands aren't good. So, you know, if you have an easier time accessing, you know, whatever E7 or SMS paints, if you're in Australia, if you're able to get those like from your local store or something like that, those are good as well too. Or if you're in the part of the world where your local stores sells Moto paints or something like that, I've also heard good things about those. I've not personally tried those myself though, so I can't speak to that personally, but I mean, if you've got easier access to a different brand, which is also good, then I mean, go for it. But if you've got easy access to multiple different brands, and one of them is Mr. Hobby, and you want to give them a try, then yeah, I would certainly say go for it. Oh, and just a reminder to you guys too, GN Sniper, I see you commenting a couple of times here about Tiny Asimer, that you answered the question. I'm seeing all the answers from Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all in one single chat, and Brendan was the first one to answer that here, so I'm just scrolling back up to look through the chat again, and yeah, just as soon as I answered the question, someone said, as soon as I asked the question, someone said Hazel, Bigwig, Deep Striker, Hazel, Gotplant, Hazel, Gotplant, Hazel, Hazel, TR1, Hazel, Gotplant, Woundwart, Gotplant, Hazel, Hazenthley, 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 Woof, Hyzak, Hazel, Hazel, Prototype Asimer. Brendan was the first person to comment Prototype Asimer. So, yes. I'm double checking just to be fair. But yeah, I didn't see. No one said it. Yeah, no one said it. According to the chat that I've got on here. No one said it before Brendan. So, sorry. Even I don't see the original comment there. Sorry, Jin Sniper. I don't even, see your original comment. Later on, you said that you said Tiny Esmer, but I don't see anywhere even in here where you said Tiny Esmer the first time. So, sorry, I'm checking, but according to what I can see here, there's nothing on there before Brendan's answer, so yes. So, it still stands. Sorry, I don't know if there's some error, YouTube error or something like that, but as far as I can tell here, that's Brendan's point still, so. Okay, where's the piece I'm working on? Here we are. I need this one. Yeah. And close these up. There we go. No clear piece for the camera for this, unfortunately, which is a bit strange. Don't know why they couldn't have thrown a couple more clear pieces on the clear runner for the cameras for the rifles. But, oh well. So we've got this one in here on this side. Let's see. This little bit goes up into there. And it's not that one. This one. Close that up. Wait. Clip that on. Fold that up. Close that up. And then we need our barrel section. So that plugs into there. Wait. Close all that up. And a barrel tip on here. Oof. There we go. No seam lines really on the gun, which is nice, which once again also just means it's gonna make this kit easier to paint, which I'm all in favor of. So that folds up first, and then this piece. Okay, so I had it kind of, this little arm here on the side locks that in place, so when the barrel is folded down, that's there. Then when you fold that up, this little flap here on the side will close that and will make it so then the gun can't bend like that. So it's got a little kind of locking piece on there, which is nice. So that's cool. Indeed. Alright, and Okay, then the left side rifle. There's one down. I'll put that off to the side. These shield parts out of the way. A little bit. There you go. Get a little bit organized over here. This one here. Like that. Where's the barrel piece? I just saw it there. Here it is. This one's like that. Alright, I asked this before, is there any reason why there aren't any figurized models from the older Gundam series licensing issues? I'd love something like Sayla. Metus, sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. I would assume it's nothing to do with licensing issues, it's just to do with popularity. Of course some of the older characters, especially like Sayla or like Amuro Char or something like that, would of course be pretty popular, but something from one of the newer series is probably going to be probably the best moneymaker for them, I would imagine, for Bandai. That's probably why they've only stuck with like a few of like the more recent characters from the newer animes, because of course a lot of the OG fans would like some of those OG characters, but OG fans are not the only ones spending money on kits. You got a lot of new fans, and especially newer and younger fans who are just not familiar with those characters as much as they would be familiar with characters like Fumina or whatever. So that's probably the reason. Yeah. Surely we'd all love a cool figurized kit, especially like a figurized Labo kit of, yeah, Sayla or something like that would be really cool. A figurized Labo kit of Lala would be super cool. I'd love that. But yes, we'll have to see if that ever becomes possible, but kind of doubt it. Is that, and plug on the barrel, close that up. Okay, so there's our rifles. Let me get the other sticker on there. And then shield time. Sure. Will you be taking a lunch break, Isotope? No lunch break. Yes, it is lunchtime here. It's 12:30 now, but I'm close enough to being done. I'll just wait. We'll be done here relatively soon enough. Then I'll go get some lunch. But probably very, as usual, probably a very quick lunch. I don't usually eat very much for lunch, and usually it's because I'm just working. Part of the reason is, of course, that I'm just trying to watch my weight a little bit, so keep it pretty light at lunchtime. But the other main reason is, yeah, I'm just like usually just really focused on working, building stuff, or whatever I happen to be working on that day at that time. But I don't like to take a lot of time to eat lunch. The interesting construction here of the shield as well too, some of these parts. That folds up like that. It's a very pointy parts on here as well. Oh, and then down, and then up. Fold up and down and up to get that all folded up inside of there like that. I'm assuming it's just kind of related to the transformation. But once that's in there, then these bits clip onto the side. Let me see. With this part being down like that. And this part going in that way. And then, what? And then down like that. Is that right? I guess so. Okay. And this part, kind of similar to the Master Grade Death Scythe's shield. The Buster Shield or whatever. I have the little fins on that. Had a little like gear system in there, like this, for those fins to open up. Similar to this one. Oof. Didn't like the sound of that click. That didn't feel like it was clicking how it's supposed to click. Oh yeah, because that's not lined up. That's alright. Let's make sure that that's lined up first. And that one. This one. It's always kind of tricky when you have two pieces, like two big pieces that go together and they have like 4 or 5 or more like little connection points all along the way, and it's a massive piece, so when you're putting it together it's kind of hard to get all the pegs lined up all at once to put it on there, so it kind of sometimes takes a couple tries to get everything on there. Are you Canadian as well? Oh, another Canadian. Ah, some Canadians in there. Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet. We haven't taken a moment for people to shout out their hoods, as it were. So, where are you guys watching from? Shout out. That's not a question related to the quiz for the giveaway. It's just a general question. Always interesting to see where people are watching from. So let's see. East Coast. Akihabara. Sai's watching directly from Akihabara. There you go. Hong Kong, Toronto, Connecticut, USA, Canada, Texas, America, Toronto, Seattle, Oklahoma, California, Massachusetts, Ohio, Australia, Minnesota, Seattle, Long Island, Australia, California, Missouri. It's going a little bit too fast here. Jakarta, Vietnam, Tampa, Vancouver, Busan. Hey, someone else watching from Korea. That's cool. Okay, hang on. It's kind of too much. Indiana, Florida, Wisconsin, San Francisco, Brooklyn, Hong Kong, Singapore, Puerto Rico, Malaysia, Connecticut, Philippines, Whatcom County, Indiana, Texas, Germany, Florida, Okinawa, Ohio, Bathroom, Calgary, Manila, Florida, Kansas, Maryland, Philippines. Heaven, dang, they got Wi-Fi in heaven. That's cool. Alright. And then there's this piece. When I was looking in the manual, I couldn't see where this little rectangular piece is used. I'll have to look through the manual again, but so far, there's the shield. It's a pretty dope looking shield. It's very cool. So there's our rifle and shields, and this piece, which I'm not sure what that's for. That might be for part of the base, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it is. It is part of the base. Okay. So that's the weapons done. So before we move on to the wings, the backpack, that means it's time for another question. So, number 1, I need to put the wing parts out. As I mentioned at the start, Well, let me, hang on, just get this stuff all here. Some of the wing parts I had over set aside there in the box because they're the larger pieces that wouldn't fit in my regular box of parts here. Oof. Not yet. Just save some for me. Thank you. It's pizza. Hasaki, what paint scheme you got in mind for this? Hasaki, I've had, unless I change my mind, which is possible, but I've had a paint scheme in mind that I wanted to do on a Wing Zero custom for a while, because I'm trying to think. I think the reason why was because someone was interested in getting a commission done, and so like I had like planned out this color scheme, but then the commission didn't move forward, so I ended up not doing it. But I still have the paint scheme in mind, and I think I might try to do it for this one. And what the paint scheme is kind of like very, very light, like pastel. So like the white will still be white, and then for like the blue will be like a really light pastel-y kind of purplish blue kind of color, and then the yellow and the reds as well too will just be really light kind of pastel versions, and then the frame would be like a really light gray kind of color. So like a really, really light color, like pastel color version of it. Basically, it's kind of the general gist of it. So that's what I'm thinking, and probably will still go with that idea unless something else comes to mind, but I think that would look really cool. It's kind of quite like heavy contrast with this kit because the blue is quite dark and then all the white, so it's got a lot of white, and then the really dark blue. It's very contrasty. I think it would look pretty cool. So like the Kotoki artwork, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more like older Kotoki artwork style is a little bit more like kind of pastel-y like that, yeah. But like even more so, kind of. That's the thing that I'm thinking about, like just looking at the artwork in the manual there. Like for this particular kit, a lot of his artwork, especially in like the shaded parts, the shading is always done like with a little bit of purple. So I might add like a little drop of lavender into the white as well too, maybe. I did that with when I painted the old MG. I did that. I'm pretty sure, as far as I can remember. I did put a tiny drop of lavender into the white on the old MG as well too, so I might do the same thing. Yes, Jeremy, exactly. Question time. It is question time. Before I move on, start building here, I need to ask the next question. So the next question will be asked as soon as I come back from the bathroom. Actually, I want to go pee, so I'll be right back. I'll think of a question. Sorry, I'll be right back. I'll think of a question, and then as soon as I get back, I'll ask the next question for you guys. So hang on just a minute. Oh, hello. Um, hey, and real quick, actually, I was gonna mention something about this earlier. So I need to ask a question. I'll still be thinking of the question, but just because I still haven't thought of the question yet, I'm still thinking about that. But let me just start building a little bit here while I'm still thinking about that. Because the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, which is not necessarily really important, but just I meant to mention something about this earlier, and I forgot. So, what I wanted to say was that the other day, 2 days ago, I rewatched Soylent Green. Not for any particular reason, just I just kind of suddenly had the urge to watch Soylent Green. So I watched that, and I've seen it maybe once or twice before in the past, but watching it again, I mean, I liked it. It's a cool movie, but I really don't like that just abrupt ending of the movie. I mean, it's kind of cool, and I get it, but man, I mean, I won't give it away. I won't say too much more about it. I mean, it's an old movie, so it's not like it's like giving away the ending of, I don't know, something that's like a new movie that like everyone's anxious about. But yeah, I mean, it's a, kind of classic big surprise ending, but like the fact that it just ends there, like right with like that moment, like the big twist in Planet of the Apes, with that being like a big twist at the end of the movie, that made sense. Like, fine, we didn't really need that. We didn't really need to know anything else after that, or like there wasn't anything else like that could like necessarily have added to that particular story by that revelation. I mean, it was kind of that revelation at the end of Planet of the Apes made you realize, oh, like all the movie before that kind of made sense. Where in Soylent Green, the ending didn't make the rest of the movie before that made sense. It just now like kind of like, oh, now you want to like see now what's gonna happen with that. It kind of like affects the future of the story, not the past of the story, if you get what I mean. In Planet of the Apes, the big reveal of it being that it was Earth all along doesn't really necessarily, it's not super important for like how they move forward, because like what can they do? They're just there, stuck on Earth in the future, and it's all apes. Does that make sense? But in Soylent Green, yeah, it's like, oh, now we know that, and it's like something the company is trying to cover up, and like, what's his name? Thorn, is his character's name in the movie, is now like being abducted, and so like, of course, probably is just gonna be taken off and killed or whatever, like silenced, and so I guess we can assume that like the world just goes on without people ever finding out the truth. But I didn't, yeah, I mean, I just kind of felt like, I don't know. I'm also totally okay with open endings on movies as well too. I'm not one of those people who like really needs like a clean ending on stuff. Ambiguous endings is fine. But yeah, just kind of didn't really like that the ending of that. Strange. Also don't really like the whole big seam line all over this wing. And the fact that that's not wanting to close up cleanly. Why? Why are you not closing? When in doubt, look at the sample build. It is also not closed. Oh yeah, it is closed cleanly on the back. Let's see. Okay, so what am I not doing right? Do you know the band Soylent Green? The name sounds familiar. It's an old punk band, right? But I'm not really familiar with the music. Same issue on the high res. Fix the camera contrast. Yeah, sorry about the kind of blown out whites, and the angle's kind of a little messed up there too. Let me see what I can do with the camera. Hang on. Kind of annoying thing about this camera is that when I mess with the exposure and gain settings too much to one way, it gets wavy and doesn't look very good. So try to fix it a little bit, but there's only really going to be kind of so much I can do. I think I can try messing with the lighting a little bit as well too, possibly, but that's probably about as good as it's going to get for you guys. Sorry to not be all blown out. There you go. Does that look okay? Better anyway. Not quite so blown out. Have you ever heard of Gorillaz, the band? Yes, I've heard of Gorillaz. I've never really been a fan. I don't really listen to it, but yeah. What's the giveaway and how do I enter? Paul, the giveaway is answering questions that I'm asking, and so we still need to answer a question, I know, but I'm just trying to figure out why this wing is not wanting to close up first. I kind of want to figure that out, and I think I need to take this apart again, unfortunately. Oh, okay, could be because those parts aren't pushed together all the way. No, that's not it. Let me put the other one together here and see if the other one's any better. I think... Let's see. Let's see if the other one is any better or not. Maybe what I'm going to try to do is... And that one goes on there. Before we close up the wing, let me just see if I can get it tight up in there. Oh, yeah, so it needs to click into place, so maybe that's, I'm just not, the other one's just not clicked into place yet. Let me try. Yeah, because you need to push it, but this part is not the part that needs to be pushed. It's kind of the other part up in there, so. If you click it into place whilst putting these parts together, then it's firm in there, but if you're doing it later, like this, once I pop that out, then I think clicking it back up into there is going to be tricky. Yeah, it's kind of hard to... Oh yeah. It's hard to click it back up into there once you've got it open. So that's kind of annoying. I'll try some more with that. Have you guys seen any good tips on that regarding how to close that back up again? Let me see if I just do it a couple times, maybe it'll get kind of close enough, but kind of close, but still not really quite right. Alright, so now the wing parts where I need to cut some pieces. that. We need this one. Okay. So, I'm gonna make sure I keep everything organized here. And yes, I know I still need to ask a question. Sorry, guys. Just a moment. Shoot, hang on. This is 8. Eight, 7, 6, 7, 6. Maybe it's not as important as I'm making it out to be. The order of these, but just in case, make sure I'm putting them on correctly. 5, 4, 3. 5, 4, 3, like that. Okay, and these will be extra, right? Should be, oh yeah. 2 of these are leftovers. Wait. And here. Let's see. What's the deal with this question I was asking about? It's the question, you know. Come on. That I'm gonna ask. Trust me, I'm gonna ask it. You just wait, guys. If you think I'm not gonna ask it, you're wrong. I'm gonna ask that question. It's only a matter of time. As soon as I can think of something good. Could ask like something really simple. The answer is the answer, exactly. Okay. I got an easy one. Some of the other questions have been a little bit challenging. So I'll ask an easier one here for you guys. Just let me check here to make sure I know the answer as well too before I ask you guys. Give me just a moment. I've got the question ready now. It has nothing to do with average airspeed velocity, but that's a good guess. Okay, hang on. Now, shoot. Oh, hang on. Okay, ready for the question, guys? And I've been teasing it now, and so you should be ready at this point. And we only have 2 questions, or yeah, kind of like 2 questions left, yeah. Last 2 questions. Ready. This Wing Zero custom is the latest MG, but what number was the real grade Wing Zero custom? In the real grade line. Wing Zero custom, as in the Wing Zero EW. This Gundam in the real grade line was what number? Real grade number... What? Let's see, 12, 42, no. Alex the Great got it with 17. Alex the Great on YouTube. There you go. 17, exactly. Very good. Alex the Great, number 17 is right. So we still, let's see, a few other people all said 17 right away, but man, that was a close one. But Alex got it first. So here you go. Alex the Great, 1 point. So still, Nietzsche is still in the lead with 2 points, but everyone else with 1 point. You know, hang in there. We've got one more question left after the wings. If someone else gets 2 points, then we'll have to do sudden death. But depending on who gets the next one right, Nietzsche could be our winner. So far, he's the only one with 2 points. So it's almost over, but it's not over yet. Oh yes, and I meant to mention this earlier, but I'll just also remind you guys that even if you don't win today, there'll be plenty of stuff that I'll be giving away very soon. So I mentioned about this, I posted about this last week, that on December 19th, I'll be doing a all-day live streaming build extravaganza where I'll be building all day long. I'm going to do a one-day build. And you guys voted, so thank you to everyone who voted between the HDR Gaga and the Rizal. The Rizal won. And so that's the kit that I'll be building on that day. So I'll be building the kit and painting it and everything all in a single day. So I'm hoping the stream is not going to be 24 hours. Hopefully I'm planning to finish in like around 20 hours. Because that'll be long enough, but it's going to be all day build, live streaming the entire time, and I've got a bunch of stuff to give away as well too, so it's going to be a Christmas kind of event giveaway, so I've got a bunch of stuff to give away, and I think it will also be like quiz related, the giveaway like this, but I won't be doing it like keeping track of points, because I've got a bunch of, it's not like, with this it's just one kit that I'm giving away, but with that I've got a bunch of kits that I'm giving away. So it'll just be kind of like, I'll ask a question, whoever gets the answer first wins that kit pack right away. There won't be any like points involved. That makes sense? So yeah. That should be fun. Alright, so there's our wings. Yeah, a bunch of stuff to give away. Got a big stack. I've got a bunch of kits that were donated from Troy, so once again, thank you to Troy for donating those kits. There's a bunch of kits that are brand new, and then I also have a stack of kits that are already built. They were built by me, kits that I've built and reviewed, but I don't really want to keep them, so I'll just give them away as well too. So yeah. It's December 19th here in Korea will be a Saturday, so depending on where you are in the world, like if you're in the US, that'll be like Friday night for you, like starting from Friday night going into Saturday morning, so kind of like all throughout the night. So yes, so like actually in the US, starting time would be December 18th, Friday evening, Friday 20 hours, yeah, like that. I think that should be enough. It'll certainly be enough for me, but I mean enough to completely finish the build. So yeah, gonna build, paint, panel line, decal, top coat, everything in a 20-hour live stream. Never been done before by anyone, ever. And I think that's true, actually. It's not like I'm being sarcastic. Like, that's what people say, like on YouTube, when they're like copying an idea from someone else. They'll say like sarcastically, "It's never been done before by anyone." But actually, I think it is actually true in this case. I don't think anyone's actually done that before. I put the wings on there right, but why do those feathers look like they're not in the right position? That looks strange to me, but I guess it's right. I mean, it should be right. I mean, I put them in according to the manual, so I don't know. Should be right. I really hope the paint dries fast enough. Yeah, I'm using lacquer paints. I mean, you know, lacquer paints, you should give them 24 hours to totally cure, but, you know, they're dry to the touch within minutes, so it won't necessarily be like the best quality build that I've ever done in terms of like the, what do I want to say? The paint and everything won't be given its full cure time. So that's kind of like not ideal. Usually you wanna make sure you give proper time to cure, but you know, you don't have to necessarily. So yeah, it'll be fine. I'll also have to skip the step of washing the parts before painting. So like after cutting out all the parts and like cleaning up all the nubs and everything, getting rid of mold lines and things like that, then I would normally then wash the parts before I paint them to get rid of dust and all that, but I won't be able to do that. So that's something that will also make it not quite as good. What's the word? Not solid, but what's the word I'm searching for? Not as resilient. The paint scheme on it, because I'll be rushing through the steps, but it'll be on there. Shaman, I'll be on for the 20-hour stream. I'm cool with not answering anymore tonight. There you go. It'll be decent. Yeah, I mean the paint will be fine. I'm totally confident in my ability to make it look fine, but it just won't. I have to be very careful not to scratch it, because I think it'll be a little bit more prone to being scratched. So I have to be cautious with that. So let's see, this is E110. So that'll be fun. Yes, so tune into that. And probably this week, I'll let you guys know what the giveaway kits are going to be. So you guys can have an idea of what's going to be on the table for you to possibly win. Can't see my instructions here. Oops. There we go. Okay, and then this piece, this banana looking piece here. And on top of that, it's gonna be kind of a chore to paint all these wing parts. Gonna have to paint everything individually. Oh no! When did I miss that? Oh shoot. I forgot to put the little rifle connection piece in there. It's not too big of a deal. I think we can just pop these apart here. Enough that I can get that into there. And it should be like that. Wait. There we go. Phew. Didn't need to take apart the whole wing in order to get that back in there. those open up out like that. Very cool. Indeed. So there's the one wing. As for the other one, don't kill yourself going 20 hours straight. I can do it. I can do 20 hours straight. Trust me. Honestly, the only thing is that I would like to I'd like to be able to do like all of the cutting out the parts and removing the nubs and stuff ahead of time, like how you typically do with these live builds with you guys. I cut out all the parts and remove all the nubs and all that ahead of time before you get to the actually building of it. And I'd like to do that, but it seems like in order for it to be, you know, completely fair, completely like realistic to being a one-day build only, I can't do any pre-prep work on the kit ahead of time. So like in my mind, I'm just imagining it as if, you know, I got the kit in the mail and I have to, like if I was like a studio modeler, like Lincoln. And honestly, a lot of the idea for wanting to do this came from just, you know, being friends with Lincoln and just talking with Lincoln about his experience in like studio modeling, where sometimes for building and painting models for to be featured in magazines or to be featured in photography for the release of a new kit, sometimes they get the kit like on a Friday, and then they'd have to have the photos ready on Monday. So like you basically have 2 days to fully build, paint, weather, and photograph the kit like that, essentially. So that's kind of like the inspiration for me wanting to try something like this. So yeah, I can't cheat and prepare any parts ahead of time. Now, to be fair, I am preparing ahead of time by just like mental preparation, like just planning the build, because like I've been studying the manual and just like, so I just kind of know ahead of time like what parts are gonna need like seam line removal or anything. And that was the reason why I chose the two kits, the Rizel and the Ver.Ka. That's the reason why I chose those two kits, because they have almost no seam lines on them. Because like I can get away with not washing the parts for painting. I can get away with not waiting for the full cure time for the primer and paint and stuff. So those are steps that I usually would have to wait overnight. But I can get away with not doing those. With just not washing before painting and then just priming, painting, like, and then like doing all that just like straight away. But the one thing, but seam line removal is something that takes some time, like waiting for the glue to dry to do like proper seam line removal is something I definitely won't have time for, won't be able to have time for that. So I intentionally selected two kits that I knew would have basically no seam line removal to be done on them. So there's that. So like I've been doing like that kind of preparation. I am planning on even making it a little bit custom as well too, aside from just like custom colors. Of course, I will have some custom weaponry for it as well too, which I won't give away yet. Just let that be kind of part of the surprise. But I am planning to customize it a little bit too, so it won't be just built up just straight as it is out the box. Yeah, steamline removal sounds like a good time for a food break. Yeah, boom cannon, that's a good point, and that's probably what I'm gonna do with like the painting. It's like I won't be able to give the paint and primer 24 hours to cure, but I figured that'll be a good time to just give it like 30 minutes at least to cure before we move on to the next step. So once like the primer is on, then that'll probably be like around lunchtime. So I'll do primer and have some lunch and get ready for painting, and then do painting like after that. Seam line removal was the name of my pop punk band. That's an interesting name. Bye-bye. Alright. So I need to start thinking about what's going to be that last question for you guys, and the possibility of having to go into sudden death as well too. So as we're getting close to the wings and backpack being done, we've got one more question to do. So the giveaway not done yet, but almost. Alright, let's see, we got this one here. Oi. Come on. There you go. That one in there. And this piece on the front. Oi. Yeah, like that. This one on there. Like that. This one here. That one on there. This banana piece up in here. There you go. Very cool wing design, and very grateful that the wing feathers are not soft rubber, that those are just regular hard plastic. That's nice. Now for the backpack. Gotta be able to hold everything in place now. So, enjoyed the live build. Gotta go online class. Peace out, man. Sir Tom, thanks for hanging out. Have a good class. This one here. Save the wings for last, yeah. Yeah, those rubber feathers. That's only on the PG, right? It's only the PG that had those, but yeah. Was not a fan. And it was a cool idea. But even for the PG, like, how often are you really going to need to display the kit in a way that the wings being malleable like that was really going to be very helpful or like interesting for the displaying of the kit? I mean, like for like a standing pose, or I guess like kneeling pose or something like that, having those wing tips to be bendable like that, I guess is a kind of cool concept, but just didn't really seem like that would be actually that useful very often. So there's that. Alright, then this part here, let's see, that goes like that. And then that. Ooh, don't like the look of that. It's a big red flag going off right here. This ball joint connection here. Not liking that, because that means that holding up these wings is going to be relying on this ball joint there, which needs to be really tight, and a really tight ball joint means that it's going to be very likely to be broken if you're messing with that too much, especially once you got that painted. Going to be really super careful with that. But if you sand it down or anything to try to make sure that it stays loose enough, then it's not going to be able to hold up the wing if you make it too loose. So, don't like that. Don't like that ball joint there for that. Yeah, that's not good. Oop, there goes the other chest vent there. See, it finally fell out. So let's get this backpack attached on here. Uh-oh. There you go, but good solid connection to the back there. Wings, back wings, and front wings. Yeah, very nervous about that ball joint on the wing arm there. Doesn't seem like a good choice for such an important structural part of the kit, but hopefully I'll be wrong. Let me adjust the camera here for you guys so you can get a better look at this guy, how it's looking now that it's all done. Yep. Here we are. Like that. It looks great. The kit looks awesome. There you go. And should be able to stand pretty well. Obviously it's going to be a little bit back heavy, but it seems like it's going to be kind of fine. Standing up pretty fine on its own there. There you have it, guys. Very cool build. Obviously I'll be working on the review very soon for you guys. I'll work on that actually just after this. I'll go eat something for lunch and then work on the review for you guys, so I'll have that up straight away. But for now, we need to find out who's going to be the winner. So I need one last question here, and hopefully it will be the last one. Hopefully we won't have to do sudden death, but let me think here. Okay, how about a pretty easy one? Everyone's rooting for Nietzsche over on Twitch. I guess no one else wants to wait around to watch me try to think of questions either. They just want it to be over as well too, I guess. But all right, so for the last question here, it's gonna be a pretty easy one, I want to say, but not Nietzsche hype train. Okay, so here's the last question for you guys. Now, ready? If basically the only way that we'll need to go into sudden death is if someone who already got a question right, aside from Nietzsche, if someone else got a question right already, gets this question right as well too, then we'll have to do a sudden death between that person and Nietzsche. But other than that, this will be the end, and Nietzsche will win if anyone else answers this. So okay. Phone password. Oh no, you guys can see my phone, can't you? Oh, okay, well, I guess, yeah, big secret. You guys will be able to see that. Oh, you guys can't see my phone. Oh, anyway, it's not like I've got anything too private on there that you guys are seeing. You're seeing my notes. There you go. Reset my password. You guys would have to actually have my phone in order to do anything with that, wouldn't you? So, okay, my last question here for you guys. Alright, last question. you guys, I haven't shown this in an official video yet, and like a final review video of this. But recently, I did paint up the Beyond Global Gundam, and what is the color scheme that I used for the HG Beyond Global RX-782 Gundam. I've shown it to you guys in a couple of live streams, but I've not shown it in like an official final release video of that. There you go. Fictus got it right away, and so that means it is over. Fictus with Char in bold colors, technically Casval colors, but okay, I'll let Char colors, that counts well enough. So there you go. So Nietzsche wins. Nietzsche with the win on that. Congratulations. Good on ya. So I'll be hooking you up with the kit of your own. Congratulations with the shocked face there. There you go. So thank you guys so much. Twitch. Yeah, thanks guys for playing. Everyone else who also got points. You just say Boom Cannon, Snow Reaper, Potatoon, Greg, Brendan, Brandon and Brendan, and Alex the Great. Nice one. So there you go. All right, Nietzsche. Yeah, so you need to get in touch with me. So send me an email or send me a message so that I can get you set up with your kit. But yeah, all right. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Let me see here. Email on YouTube about page. YouTube or my Zacharelius official account, just Zacharelius official at gmail.com. And yes, there he is. There's Patrick there is still in the chat. So Patrick, I didn't know if you're still here or not, but there's Patrick. Everyone, thanks again to Patrick. The free kit that's donated here for you guys, especially for Nietzsche now won the kit, was donated by Patrick. So Patrick, again, thank you for that. Very cool of you. It's a nice Christmas present for Nietzsche anyway, but just made for a fun stream as well too. I like quizzing you guys. It's fun. So thanks, Patrick. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I'll work on the review for this guy. Like I said, I got a couple other frame arms and frame arms girl reviews that'll be coming up next after that, and a couple other painted builds I need to show you guys. So lots of fun stuff to share this week. So also make sure you're subscribed to this channel, of course, too, but also the USA Gundam TV channel. I'll have another live stream with Adam later on this week on the USA Gundam TV channel, another Q&A video with him. So yeah, those are always interesting as well, too. So if you want to watch that live stream, just make sure you're subscribed and following over there as well, too. So, all right, that's it for today, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye, everyone.